we'll get to the music, Damiani.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. We're Easy Allies. It's the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of November. I'm joined by Michael Damiani, who, before we start everything, thank you for taking over the Community Showcase for 2 months. Before we dive in, the Community Showcase is a $10 tier on patreon.com/easyallies. If you are at that tier, you can submit a comment up to 500 words or a piece, several pieces of art or photographs, screenshots. Didn't get any screenshots. A lot of gameplay, though. We got speed runs. We got Star Citizen gameplay. I'm very, very excited.
Star Citizen.
Or music, or just other general, videos that you've created. And we just have a wonderful outpouring of content every month from the community. And then an ally sits down with me. We go through all of it. But I was gone for 2 months, and Damiani took over. What was that like? What was your showcase experience?
It was fun, but also stepping into those filling those shoes was like a lot of anxiety and stuff. I was like, oh man, the expectations of doing.
I didn't turn the camera on this time, man. Yeah. There's a lot of steps to get the showcase up and running.
But it was fun. It was really fun, and it was very enjoyable. You have a very nice show.
The shoes really are the community, man. The people that pump all this stuff out. We got poetry in here. We got game reviews. And of course, we are this is a talk show on Twitch. We are mostly a gaming channel, so everybody talking about a lot of the stuff that they played in October. And I love October so much, so I had to mention something in the community post because I put that up in the month of October. So just a couple of people talk about some spooky experiences they have. We got a remix of a Luigi's Mansion theme. We're hopefully maintaining a little bit of that spooky attitude. But you can rest those headphones for a solid hour or more, my friend.
I remember this.
Because we're gonna kick it off. I'm gonna throw a couple of these to you, but we're just gonna read comments from everybody. The primary input from all of our community. Let's see if everybody's ready. Michelle Jackson, who usually gives us game updates, but has just shown up with a comment this month. Hello, allies. Normally, I would have a game dev update, but I'm working on something big at the moment that needs just a little more time.
Ooh, it's big.
Yeah, man. Bossman dropping that box speak trailer last night. Everybody hyping it up. I hope y'all will enjoy it next month. Instead, this month, I thought I would take some time to highlight a genre of games that I adore, but often don't get much buzz. Otome games? O-T-O-M-E? Otome?
Toshi?
I'm kidding. Doesn't ring a bell? A genre of games that Damiani doesn't even know exists? AKA dating sims.
Oh, yeah.
Did I get that right, everybody?
Yeah, no.
Otome got me this one. I can't honestly say I've never come across a genre of games with as varied and creative concepts before. Here are brief descriptions of some of my faves. Sweet Fuse, a dating sim made by Keiji Inafune, starring Keiji Inafune as himself in the role of the protagonist's uncle. What? The game is partially a vehicle for Inafune to brag about how good of a game designer he is.
What? Is
this real? The core plot is what I would describe as a fusion of Danganronpa, 999, and Saw. It takes place in a video game-inspired death trap theme park, and is both a great mystery and surprisingly wholesome.
Yeah.
Surprisingly wholesome.
Yes, this makes perfect sense.
Caller Cross Malice. We always say cross, right? With the X.
Yeah.
It's probably cross. Unless it's Hunter x Hunter. This one centers around a bunch of ex-cops trying to take down a terrorist organization while also tackling some really heavy subjects such as school bullying, police corruption, mental health, and gun violence, both in Japan and America. Caller Cross Malice. It also has one of the better Otome game protags in the sense that he has a personality and is capable of protecting... She has a personality and is capable of protecting herself. My all-time favorite dating sim, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Hakuki... Wait, whoa.
There
we go. No. I'm sorry, there's a... I thought there was going to be more of this title. Hakoki? It's honestly first and foremost a Japanese historical drama, but there's also demons and vampires. It's a lot. Also probably the most popular Otome game of all time. There's like 25 versions, spin-offs, anime, and live adaptations. So of course I'm going to be pronouncing that incorrectly, and everybody's like, Jones. It's a good mixture of seriousness and silliness while also having a healthy dose of body horror. The protagonist melts flesh off of adversaries on multiple occasions. If you like steampunk, you'll probably like Code Realize. I think I've heard of that before. Nightshade. I describe it as Naruto the dating sim, except extremely sad.
Naruto the dating sim, but sad.
Like more depressing than Hakuoki, I think. I think it might be Hakuoki, which is saying something. Honestly, it can be tough to get through at times, but I still enjoyed it and would recommend. It gets bonus points for having a pro tag that isn't a pushover and actually does some fighting of her own. That's about all I got time for. In short, if you like dating sims, RPGs with romance options, or just visual novels, it seems like all of these demons, vampires, and Saw, and it sounds like there's a lot of horror going on too. Consider giving these a shot. They've all got great characters and stories. They're also frankly buck wild and will help you keep you on the edge of your seat the entire time you play. P.S. Don't play Amnesia, the Otome game. Never play Amnesia. Love and respect you all. Bye.
Never play Amnesia. Okay.
Amnesia, got it.
The Otome game.
So, well, okay. So this is apparently a very dangerous genre to just go running around in. You need Michelle to guide you through.
Yeah.
There's apparently games that we should never... What should you never play? Give me one game you should never play.
Any game involving gambling.
Any game, there you go.
There you go.
You should never play poker. Megan Linnart, hold. She initially she held it and then said final Twilight review incoming, but then later said sorry, didn't make the deadline. Life has been pretty tough right now. Next month will hopefully slow down and I can make it. Sorry again. No need to apologize. In fact, I would like to take a moment in the absence of this comment from Megan Linnart this month to just honor Megan Linnart for leaving long comments. And life is pretty tough for Megan right now, so hopefully life gets better. So just a moment to recognize. I hope things get better. Moving on. Caesar Villa. And never apologize. You gave us $10 this month. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, we very, very much appreciate the support. Caesar Villa. Hello, Damiani and Jones. It's almost midnight here in Mexico, and I'm just starting to write. Why does this happen every month? Makes me think of fan mail. We have all month to do fan mail, and Ben usually sends those out like 10 or 8 days before the end of the month, and we all wait until like the very last day of the month, and then I'll like pressure each other to finish fan mail. So yeah, it happens. Well, I don't have an answer other than I'm lazy, so let's get started. Triforce Heroes is done. Got all the costumes, beat all the missions, and my rating stands. Not bad, but definitely the second worst game in the franchise. I'm curious what the worst game is.
Yeah.
If Triforce Heroes...
I mean...
Triforce Heroes is pretty bad. I didn't review that. No, I think I did. I made a video maybe that just said it was bad.
There was a game
that was pretty recent. That was 3DS, right? I think that was me.
Yeah.
I think I took a big dump
on
that game.
One, but I think the worst is the original Four Swords. The one that was included on Game Boy Advance as a
excluding the CDI nonsense, because that doesn't really count.
It was really, it's hard because people argue, it's just a multiplayer mode as an add-on to a re-release of Link to the Past.
Is it a cartridge?
But then it's a hype, but the cartridge says it says a Link to the Past / Four Swords.
No.
A Link to the Past is the main game, but on DS for the anniversary, they released it standalone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now it's a standalone release. Yeah. Now I can definitely say it is.
Dude, I got a cartridge over here that says Super Mario Brothers / Duck Hunt, but Duck Hunt is definitely its own game. Just
yeah.
Okay. Bad analogy. Got all the costumes. All right. And now with that one out of the way, the Zelda branch of the Breath of the Wild path is done. Still sticking to the 3DS, started with Phoenix Wright trilogy, but it lives up to the hype. I remember the franchise being praised on the DS days, but somehow it never convinced me. Then Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright game was announced. I love the Layton series, but I wasn't sure about diving into a crossover, for which I only knew half of the base. So when the Phoenix Wright trilogy was sold at 50% off in the eShop, I decided it was time to give it a try. It's been worth it so far. Not for the other branch of the path as promised. Now for the other branch of the path. As promised, I started Resident Evil 0 this month, which I have on Switch and have not jumped into. I'm enjoying it a lot. I wish I hadn't waited 3 years between playing this one and the remake of the original, because it took me a good half hour to adapt to those tank controls again, and some 5 minutes in every later session. Then life and work got in the way, and I haven't been able to play it in over 2 weeks, so it's still waiting for me in the Wii, but I hope I can beat it in November and move on to Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga remains abandoned. If you remember last month, the wife's soccer team fired the coach.
Oh.
They now hired a new one.
Okay.
The guy hadn't been there before and got them to a couple of finals but couldn't win the championship. My wife didn't like him the first time around, so she's not very pleased right now. Hence my Mario and Luigi time while the wife watches soccer is still non-existent. I'll pick it up after I beat RE0 as my main home console game. If we can please talk about problems with relationships in terms of how much time you have to play games. Like I'm definitely not because I want to exploit you, but if you want to work that out through the showcase, I love it. Because we're all doing that. We're all just a little more game time, just a little bit. And once I clear the Wii U version of a game, the path to Breath of the Wild will be obstacle free. I love obstacle. He's just throwing these obstacles in front of his, but it's delayed gratification. And if you have something as good as Breath of the Wild, just waiting, like that's so great. I hope you guys had a spooky and fun October. Thanks for all you do. Keep up the good work, allies. Love and respect, Caesar. Did you have a spooky October? Michael Damiani.
Well, typical.
Typically spooky?
Typically
Enough
spooky. I like to rewatch, certain movies and stuff like that.
Nice.
The one I didn't get to rewatch that I usually do for almost every October at some point is Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But they trolled me. It was on Prime. In the middle of September, like, nope, I'm waiting till October. But then, I didn't click on it to check when it's leaving. Yeah. And of course, it left on October 1st.
I told Huber I was watching Rampage on HBO with The Rock.
Yeah.
And I made it. It's like I started watching it right when Milo came home, so I made it in like 15 to 20 minute chunks every time. I was just chipping away at the movie.
Yeah.
And then I finally was like, I think there are 10 minutes left. Here we go, and it was gone. I'm like, no. Still no idea how Rampage ends. Yeah, my favorite Sleepy Hollow comment or fact about Sleepy Hollow was they were interviewing Tim Burton at the time because they built all the forests.
Yeah.
Like there's some of that they shot on location, but a lot of that stuff was manufactured forests, like the majority of it. And some production people were on the cast went up to Burton and they were like, "Hey, this isn't cheap building all this stuff." They're like, "Why? What benefit do you see of building all of it?" And he was standing in it at the time, and he was like, looks cool, man.
It's like, yeah,
and he's like, you put actors in this stuff and they shine. He's like, they really, really take to it.
So I love the atmosphere of that film. Yeah.
Tokyo Slims. I'm going to have you read that for this month.
No pictures from me this month. I just got laid off and I'm trying to focus on pumping out resumes and writing cover letters for 1 million places that are probably going right into recycling bins. Yeah, that's a rough thing. That's really rough. That being said, here's a matcha green tea smoothie recipe. Oh, so jolly. 1 frozen, very ripe banana, peeled. A ½ teaspoon matcha powder, which you can get from an Asian grocer or Amazon. Actually, the Ralphs and Vons out here have the quote-unquote, they have well, on the sign it says Mexican and Asian for some foods.
Right.
But in that aisle, they now, at least the ones by me, they sell the big boxes of matcha powder now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really great.
Cool.
So you actually don't have to do that. ½ cup of milk or substitute. If you use unsweetened vanilla almond milk like I do, you can skip the next ingredient, which is a ¼ teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Oh, cool.
A teaspoon of honey. Put the matcha, banana, milk, vanilla, and honey into a blender and blend until smooth. And that is Tokyo Slim. Yeah. Thank you for putting that together despite the bad news and stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully that works out for the best there.
Again, yeah, no expectations when it comes to the showcase. If you can be involved, we're down.
Yeah.
But
thank you.
Got to take months off. It's actually a very short episode of the showcase. There's not a lot of drawings from people. Plenty of videos. A lot of people send in videos, but give me.
Okay, Jones I was like, do you want me to keep you? I was like,
no, it's not. Oh, we can trade. Yeah, we can trade back and forth. You want to read a couple of these? These are big ones. Brandon K. Gann with Doom being allayed to the absolute worst time from both my wallet and to the 3-month spot. I'm already getting 4 other games: Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077, and The Last of Us Part 2. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is now the lone remaining game left in 2019 I'm interested in. With that in mind, unless Fallen Order is much better than I'm expecting, most of my GOTY list, including my top pick, is set. And I'll provide my ordered list next month. I love the tease. Everybody's teasing what they're doing next month. Next month's going to be big. I'm sorry you're not going to be here.
December.
You're going to miss Brandon's...
December to remember.
Michelle's big project. You're going to miss Brandon's GOTY list. How set is your GOTY list? We don't have to talk about it. And in fact, I don't. I don't want to, but mine is dry.
Right.
Mine is super fuzzy. I got a lot of catching up to do.
I just think I need to finish playing Luigi's Mansion, and then Jedi Fallen Order after it comes out. I think that I won't be anything beyond that that I think I have to worry about.
I just think I gotta finish Sekiro, and I'm not happy about it. Over the holidays, I just have to be like, all right, come on,
Jones.
Let's go.
Yes,
let's go. Because I'm sure I can finish. I
need to jump into Disco Elysium. I need to at least touch it and play it for a bit. Yeah,
just give it a touch. But suffice to say, I entered 2019 excited for not having a clear-cut idea of what GOTY would be, if not for myself, but in general, unlike the last couple of years. So it feels weird now. I'm not as overexcited for 2019 as I was 10 months ago. The lone game I do want to talk about, and just a quick pickup from last month's comment, is Borderlands 3. Oh. I'm now done, and I have to say, there's just too much to this game. All right. Map size is overwhelming. Constantly getting new weapons in so many different ways was never-ending. The quests, both main narrative and additional side missions, feel lengthy. Circles of Slaughter feels impossible. What is Circles of Slaughter? Is that like the game show thing? Or?
No, is that Bloodworth?
Like a tower?
Is that that weird mode where it's all like random generated enemies or something?
Sure.
Bloodworth was telling me about this mode that like he says it's it's RNG enemies and it's just ridiculous. It's like it's just too ridiculous. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Circles of Slaughter. And of course, the good amount of the writing felt like it came from the mind of a mid-2000s teenager. Shots fired. Ooh. Despite all this, always getting a new weapon that felt unique was entertaining, along with finding all the hidden Easter eggs. As for the second half of my comment, I want to once again praise something I've talked about up on a showcase a long time ago. Full playthrough streams done by Easy A. All right, to everyone who's done full playthrough. When I first discussed them, it was to show appreciation for being introduced to Metal Gear Solid, Red Dead Redemption, Resident Evil 7 as a means, and Resident Evil 7 as a means to learn about beloved games with no financial commitment. But then I've dived back into the archives and watched other games to have more of that appreciation. Some playthroughs were the first time I've ever seen the games in full, such as Super Metroid and Ocarina of Time. Others were ones I've played but never completed, like Super Mario 64 and A Link to the Past. I've been watching along in real time of a franchise I've never been a fan of in Resident Evil. After watching 7 came 4, 2 Remake, and most recently 5. Even now, I'm watching one of my favorite games in Pokemon Silver and having my own playthrough stopping where the Silver Squad stops to keep pace. Aw! I think cool. I know that. I think you told me that. 2 games I'm hoping Easy A will adopt as future full playthroughs. Okay.
Adopt? We gotta adopt
Here we go.
We're considering them, like, bring them from...
No, seriously, man. Imagine you're walking down in the cage and, like the first game, Portal. Portal's just like... You're like, oh, can we take Portal home? Can we adopt Portal? To see which allies would dedicate a single sitting and going through one of the most revolutionary puzzle games of all time. I'll play Portal. I'll play Portal right now. Do we have Portal here?
I mean, it's just...
I think we got Portal on PS3. I will stop this showcase. I will turn this showcase around and I will play Portal right now. And I'm watching along with Mike and Mike once... Oh, wait. No. Portal. Yeah, to see which allies would dedicate a single setting, blah, 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 blah. And Metroid Prime. Another great I've never seen would love to watch. Yeah. Those got No, those didn't get remastered.
No.
Those got re-released in a trilogy on
We have
Wii
that rumor. Yes, there's a trilogy, but there's the rumor about the Metroid Prime HD collection. And if that should drop at some point in the future, yeah, that'll be ripe for full playthrough.
If Metroid Prime comes back, I will definitely play that. I don't know if I'll do full playthrough, but you might want to watch somebody who's like better at that game play that. But
Bloodworth!
Mass Effect is the other remaster that's like, I'm waiting.
Oh,
I'm ready.
yeah.
And I've said that way too
Mass
much
Effect
to go
2,
back on it.
remastered would be a definite go back and play again.
Asbo Zapruder, good afternoon, gentlemen. First off, I'd like to thank Damiani for his lovely eulogy to Game Sleuth. It's always bittersweet to let something go, but my main takeaway from it was that you feel you have a completed body of work that you are rightfully proud of while also having several current projects that you're excited about. As someone who has neither, let me point out that it's an enviable spot to be in, and I hope you take a moment to savor it a bit. Anyway, in terms of games, October wasn't a big month. The one that took up most of my time ended up being Tetris 99.
Oh, yeah.
You see, I tried Invictus mode, confident that I was going to get crushed and then not have to worry about it anymore, but I came in 5th.
Nice.
Which means I now think there's a chance of winning. And after many, many matches and 3 heartbreaking second-place finishes, I can finally say I'm still working on it. Don't rush me. The other game I want to mention is Tangle Tower, a murder mystery puzzle game from the Snipperclips team.
Oh, no.
Damiani, Snipperclips.
Brute Force time.
Snipperclips.
Yeah.
Obviously, the games are very different, but it still manages to have the buckets of charm as Snipperclips. It's pretty short. My playthrough is just over 5 hours, and you'll end up with more questions than answers. But it scratched that Professor Layton itch like nothing has in recent years, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. Of course, October was Halloween. And similar to how Easter is time for JCS, Jesus Christ Superstar, I guess. Asbo and I talk about musicals a lot on Cup of Jones.
Okay.
Halloween means Sweeney Todd. There are the two. Did you see the movie?
I've seen Sweeney Todd.
You saw the movie?
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, which
I've seen any other. Yeah. The Demon of Barber Street, or what's the full title?
Demon Barber, Fleet Street.
Fleet Street, jeez. Yeah, the pies and stuff.
Yeah. There were two usual mainstays: the 1982 Broadway cast version with Angela Lansbury and George Hearn, and the 2001 concert version with Patti LuPone and George Hearn and Neil Patrick Harris. Cool. I've never seen that one actually. I think I've never watched the whole thing all the way through. This year, I also watched the 2014 concert version with Emma Thompson and Brian Turfall, and a recording of the 2012 London production with Imelda Staunton, a.k.a. Dolores Umbridge, and West End teddy bear Michael Ball, which I got via Let's Say Magic. Ha ha ha. Now, some people listening may have noticed the film version is missing from this list. Anyway, the London production was set in the 1930s, but that didn't seem to change anything other than the costumes. I like both Staunton and Ball especially together, which is why I sought this version out. It's interesting to see Ball play someone menacing, and his voice is lighter than most Todd's. But as much as he was playing against type, Staunton was completely in her element. It was pretty enjoyable overall. That's right, we're talking about musicals. Deal with that. I love it. It's pretty enjoyable overall, but other than the casting, there was nothing that really stood out. The 2014 concert version was interesting. You have Thompson, who's known for her acting more than her singing. She's done musicals, and Emma Thompson was in the new again took over for Angela Lansbury in Beauty and the Beast, I think, and was all right.
Just all right.
Yeah, she's again not a singer. Singing than her acting than her singing. She's done musicals before, but there were a few notes where she was stretching hard. And opposite her was Turfell, who is known more as a singer than an actor. That gulf sort of stays through the show and made even more evident by a supporting cast that includes Audra McDonald and Christian Borle. Still, I liked some of the semi-staged elements, and Joanna and Anthony were really good. So that was my October. Next week I'll be getting Pokemon. # Team Shield and Sobble. And fully expect to take up most of November for me. Sweeney Todd's dope. The movie's, it's okay, stylized. And one of the things that's really great about the movie is Toby, who's the little kid that they is just around. That's they kind of take in. Is usually not played by a kid in the shows. It's a pretty intense show. That kid's got to go through the ringer a little bit, in that show. And so it's usually played by either a short woman or a short guy or somebody who has kind of a Michael J. Fox quality about them. Could maybe pass as younger. So it's cool in the movie having Ashley be a kid. Because you can yell cut and be okay, give me the knife, go play with your mom. You don't have to go through 3 hours and 15 minutes of just Gah.
Yeah.
But if you the one bummer that you did miss though, because you're a big fan of music, and there is they reference it ever so quickly, but there's an opening number to Sweeney Todd that they totally skip in the movie. You just do this fly through of London, and you hear it, but it's one of the best musical theater anythings ever. It's really, really, really good. So if you're I don't really want to dig up any of these productions, again, 1982. If you just Google Sweeney Todd 1982. But if you're I don't necessarily want to watch that, just watch the opening. Just watch 4 minutes, and you'll probably want to stop there, but just after that, at least enjoy that if you've only seen the film. Bearded Scotsman 86, and it's such a great thing to watch for horror. Hey, Brandon and Damiani, I have had a solid gaming month. I obtained 6 platinums. After getting the platinum
bells
in my LA Noire rental at the start of the month, I sent it back to then get Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I went through all 3 Spyro games and got every trophy they had. Although fun, they do get repetitive. If it wasn't a rental, I would have spaced out playing them. At that point in the month, Hitman HD Enhanced Collection went on sale.
Ooh.
So I picked that up and played through all of Hitman Blood Money to get my 5th platinum. Played Hitman Blood Money over 10 years ago, and I was surprised I could still remember some of the techniques I used to complete a few of the levels. My final platinum of the month was SteamWorld Dig 2. A tough challenge as I had to do a no-death run in less than 4 hours. Ooh.
Wow, that's actually a trophy? Jeez.
Whilst finding all the secrets and obtaining a lot of gold.
Eee.
There's no deaths. The no deaths part is easy. If you die, you just close the game and it doesn't count it. Nice. The hard part was the time frame. Thankfully, someone made a useful guide on YouTube that I could use for tips to get through some parts earlier than I meant to, which avoids a lot of backtracking. I finished in 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Nice.
In the middle of the month, I traveled to Edinburgh to see my family and friends. I had a nice time away with no games. Instead of my free time, I read The Midnight Line by Lee Child, a Jack Reacher story.
Jack Reacher.
We're gonna get that. Let's get that. Now we get Top Gun. It's great. Let's get Cruise back to that.
We got 2 Jack Reachers.
The second one was alright. First one,
yeah,
Jack Reacher was pretty satisfying though.
Yeah.
I love, like, you ever see Payback with Mel Gibson?
Yes.
I love movies where it's just like a pissed off guy that just like tears through, and at the end is like, all right, I did it. The credits. Like, yay!
John Wick.
I mean, John Wick, yeah.
John
Wick is like the pinnacle of that genre, where you're just like, uh-oh, they made that guy angry. I love it. Death Wish, like, I love it. Dirty Harry. I've read all the Jack Reacher books except the newest one. It's the only author I generally read. I also took part in the school Halloween party. I helped with the turnip bowling. Bowling pins were bottles with witches on them. The kids had a great time. So much fun getting involved and seeing all the imaginative costumes. Love and respect, Bearded Scotsman 86.
Nice.
You a Haunted House fan?
Yes, I haven't been on them forever, but I always get disappointed when I don't go to them and they announce them, like even like the May stuff, like the Back to the Future thing they had this year, Universal, and get to go to it, and I was like,
I had to, yeah. I usually do Scary Farm or Universal, but this year I can't, like, no time.
Yeah.
But so that was rough. Keanu La'a. Aloha, Jones and Damiani. This past month, I left my home in Hawaii to go to Disneyland again. It's been 2 or 3 years since my last time. Here's like musicals and Disney. That's a good showcase. Here's what I thought of my recent visit. Galaxy's Edge had me giddy with excitement as the country music song slowly faded into the background and the familiar hum and tune of Star Wars music reached my ears. The familiar shapes and patterns of Star Wars architecture and lettering had my heart pumping with childlike wonder. I was in a galaxy far, far away. I feel they really captured the look of these kind of busy bazaars and marketplaces. Who can deny the joy of standing in front of an X-Wing, an A-Wing, and the Millennium Falcon? Flight of the Falcon was a wonderful experience, almost worth it just to stand around in the Falcon. That said, I feel like the only real fun position in the ride is pilot. The others are just press the flashing buttons when they light up, which is great for my 5-year-old cousin to feel like she contributed, but not great for me. I think they should be like really upfront about that.
Yeah, real quick. Roommate said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's being said right here after going on it. And so the other biggest letdown about if you're not in the pilot seat at the front is you're not looking at the screen or anything. Like if you're hitting all the flashing buttons, you're missing out on some of the stuff going on in front of you. And I was like, it seems like a bummer.
It's the kind of thing where I imagine you could definitely like memorize it. So like when you're like, oh, I'm an engineer, okay, I know when that prompt comes up. But what's cool is you imagine going on Star Tours and like, say like there's like the original Star Tours. I don't know if you remember with the asteroid.
I remember the original Star Tours.
Slam
I haven't been on the new stuff. I haven't been on any of the new stuff.
Any of the Star Tours stuff?
No, I haven't been on the new Star Tours. That's how long it's been since I've been to Disneyland. But the old OG Star Tours, I loved it.
Rex is in the bar now, man.
I heard he's a cameo now. Yeah, they moved him.
But imagine like when you slam through the asteroid at the end. Imagine you could like get through that without hitting it. Like that's kind of what the gunner does. So like there could be parts where it's like, oh no, I because I like acted when I when I was prompted to. But quick time events. Come on. The others are just press of the The interactivity was fun, but the allure wore off after 2 or 3 times. Still, you did 2 or 3 times. Pretty cool. Savvy's workshop, on the other hand, was positively delightful. Getting to build my own lightsaber is an experience I'll remember forever, and the attention to detail and the timing of the music and lighting was enough to make my heart sing with joy. Overall, it was so much fun, but it's still unfinished. We're planning a return trip next year at some point for the new Rise of the Resistance ride and Marvel Land, so my opinion will change eventually. Yeah, those are going to be pretty close now. Marvel Land might get bumped, I wonder. I thought it would be my favorite, but there's just not enough to do there as of yet. There was a very magical moment where me and my friends all took out our lightsabers to pretend fight, and complete strangers joined the fray. It was completely magical to make friends like that in a split second. Pixar Pier was a great decision. Lots of changes, but my favorite ride there was the revamped Incredicoaster. I always liked California Screamin' as a fun but tame coaster. The decision to turn it into the Incredicoaster is topped only by the genius inspiration to record a special orchestral score to go along with the coaster's twists, turns, and dives. The music alone was a joy. Dude, Keanu, the details that you're remembering about these rides, mwah. The music alone was a joy and enhanced the ride beyond what it actually is. Of the things we did there, my top 3 are, in no particular order, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout, Monsters After Dark.
That's Halloween version.
Which is pretty cool. I was a little bummed that when you get into Monsters After Dark, they're like, look at all the monsters that are that are like running around the tower, and it's like, oh no! And then you go on the ride, and they have like different versions, and so like on the main ride, there are different animations that the Guardians do, but they'll play a different music track. But all the Guardians are there. And I thought all the monsters were going to be there, but they were going to randomize it up. It's like one monster per run. So it's like Groot and Rocket are like, no! And they're like running the Abbott and Costello style, like running away from the monster. And it was like the same monster. And I'm like, Because that's the thing about monsters. Like once you see one, like, oh no! If you try to do the scare again with the same monster, it's like, no, give me some kind of octopus thing this time. Similar. But still pretty fun. The Frozen live musical.
The Frozen live
Out of everything at Disneyland and California Adventure, keep in mind, we got the 5-year-old cousin to take care of. Disney live shows are the freaking best. And Savvy's Workshop, I love it. A shop was one of my favorite things. I love that. I always like startle them. But like when you walk out, sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, would you like to take a survey?" And I'm always like, "Yes." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'll take a survey right now." And they're like, "Oh, really? Okay."
Jones wants to share that
and I'm
feedback
like,
with you.
Super stoked. Like, what do you want to know? And they're like, "Did you go to the store?" Like, I did. Like, what'd you get? I bought this.
I bought stuff.
Cool.
Let me tell you.
Can we send you an email? Of course you can.
Give me
Never
more
stop
Disney.
sending me emails. Our week-long vacation was great fun. Not a week-long. Yeah, that's why you went on that ride 3 times. Not gonna lie, I was keeping my eye out for a Brandon Jones sighting just in case, but I knew the chances were slim. Anyways, best wishes to you guys. Been loving Phase 4 so far. I actually got a deep emotional moment coming up. For the first time, I think in my life, I think I lapsed for like half a year, and I think it was just an oversight because I just didn't go to Disneyland, but then I got it back. But intentionally, for the first time since like 1999, or I think they might be starting in 2000, I will not have an annual pass. I'm gonna let it lapse. Because when are we gonna go? It's like, and if we do, like, when Rise of the Resistance comes out, like, we'll drop a couple hundred and get the tickets to just go that day. That'll be, I'll have paid less than that for the year anyway. So it's like, it's not that big of a deal, but it feels weird.
Yeah.
So we just went recently, and we like made plans, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go, and then like main park was blacked out from our passes. We're like, oops, like that rarely happens. So we only went to California Adventure. Aw. But the week, I'm glad that a week holds up, because I wonder that, because people plan a week in Florida, and like, I mean, even if you just want to take one of those days, if you have like 5, 6, 7 days and go to Universal is easily worth a day, if not 2.
Yeah.
And so I often wonder, like, 2 parks, 3 hotels, like, do it, a smaller downtown Disney, like, does it hold up for like?
That's interesting.
People that come from out of the country, from Hawaii to
if you're
here,
really into it, I guess, like you want to go multiple times, and you probably need multiple days. I can understand that, but I feel like from what I've seen, Disneyland, like if I didn't live here, doing a whole week just for Disneyland might be a little rough. But as what I remember of Disney World, like easily could 5 days, you could spend all that time in the multiple parks there.
I think in our lifetimes, Damiani, they will rock a 3rd park. I remember like one time
here.
Yeah, I remember one time I went to like a parking lot. They were just like, no, go to this other parking lot. And I was like, okay. And it was just this like humongous lot in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what? And they were just like, oh yeah, all our lots are down, so just go to this other extra one we have. Like, whoa. So yeah, there's a lot of space. And I love, it's funny, like Star Wars Land was like where the horses were. And they're just like, get out of here, horses. It's like, I love that they already have space for something. And they're just like, what do we use this for? And it's like, for the orphans, the small children. Get out of here.
We gotta build
our put in Marvel Land.
Yeah, Marvel's coming
Get out
through.
Here, you
out
bugs.
of here. Get out of here.
Tomas Lara. Hi all, I'm Tomas from Chile, and this is my first time submitting to the showcase. Nice. I always look forward to these. So much talent. This October was one to remember. I started with the completion of my first Final Fantasy VIII playthrough, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
A really bold game for its time. Enjoyed the ridiculous story, the crazy set pieces, and all the systems. Seeing your HP shoot to 9999 with one junction is a joy. Look forward to continuing the series with FF9. Oh boy. Then I went to Santiago to see a concert by King Crimson. It was a powerful show, a really special lineup with 3 drummers on stage and no cell phone recordings allowed, a restriction that everyone followed and gave the concert a pretty unique vibe. Everyone followed. There was one guy who had the phone out.
Are you sure?
There's one guy. You know it. There's one guy.
Maybe at least they didn't put it online.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Google Glass. Then I finally allowed a restriction. Oh, sorry. Then I finally continued my Blue Lions playthrough in Fire Emblem. I'm just at the end of part 1 and enjoying it a lot. The cast is my favorite in the series. The maps are pretty good, and side objectives are rewarding, and fighting monsters is fun. I really appreciate how they were implemented. Can't wait to reach part 2 and see my team with new haircuts. Then it happened. A simple rise of a public transport tariff in Santiago escalated to nationwide protests and riots against the whole model that has been causing serious problems for the vast majority of citizens in Chile, where the inequality is devastating. We are living a historical moment and people are united to seek changes. We are not losing hope. There is already a lot of info on the internet if you want to know what's happening here. With all the tension in the air and the terrible things that are happening on the Chilean streets, my gaming mood was shattered for a week. I couldn't play anything. Eventually, my interest slowly returned as I needed to break from everything that happened. My return was a very special game for me. The very first game I held a controller was with this game back in 1999. Some say that this game killed the 3D platformer genre. I could never beat it. I just want to say I love the build so much. Just take a lesson, everybody, from the comments. Like, if you can build, especially with the person in the chair, especially knowing who this is, if you can build like this and save it, so good. That game is Donkey Kong 64. Thanks to the Wii U Virtual Console, I can finally play this game again and appreciate all the fun ideas and questionable design choices. The highlights for me are the worlds and the bosses. The showdown against King K. Rool became one of my favorite final boss fights ever. It's a very entertaining and silly fight. Yeah, I've never even controlled this game. I know what it looks like.
That final it's a boxing match with King K. Rool, and they do a tribute to if you lose the final smash in King K. Rool's final smash ultimate, where he fires his like beam thing from his like heap or whatever, is like a nod to Donkey Kong 64's. Yeah. Good stuff there.
Maybe that's why I'm not as into Smash Brothers as some of the other allies. I need to play more Nintendo games.
That's
80% of the references in Smash Bros.
Pretty much.
What? Especially with the stickers. I got another sticker. The hell's that?
The rabbit hole goes really deep with that game. Yes.
I was playing on Game Boy before some allies were alive. That's not true. I was playing Atari before some allies were alive. That's for sure. Where are we? Feels great to finally see the ending after all these years. I understand the complaints against the character switching, dumb placement of collectibles, and the insane requirement of the Nintendo coin. You need to beat the DK arcade twice, starting with 1 life each time. Thanks, save states. That's all. Thank you for reading, and be safe. Amor y respeto, Tomas.
Yeah. I was wondering if it was going to get to that. Like when you mentioned where they're from, I was like, oh, yeah, there's shit going down in Chile right now. Yeah.
I mean, there's shit going down all over the place. I saw some article. It was like 18 different countries have, and they said the danger is everyone's like, oh, so the one protest is happening everywhere. It's like they're all very, 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 very specific and.
Like the scale of the one in
Sign
Chile
of the Times ? Very interesting. Yeah.
Just so huge. Like when I first saw like pictures, like whoa, that's massive. Yeah.
It's those whippersnapper youth, I tell you, the Utes, the 2 Utes. It's those kids, the young generation.
I'm gonna have to bust out the new meme now.
The new meme? What's the new meme?
The new meme.
The new meme? Is that like just the new meme in quotes?
This is the new meme.
As of today, as of this morning. Yeah. I haven't been to newmeme.com. I don't know.
Whenever someone like comes against you because you're too young or whatever.
Oh, okay, boomer.
There you go. Jones got it.
You know what I really liked? I didn't have to say it. I saw somebody.
I didn't have to say it. Jones got it.
Well, they were dropping it last night when we were playing in chat. When we were playing, as Eggman and Dr. Robotnik, calling him boomer. I really like that the reality lady pointing with the cat, that meme. I saw somebody made that pumpkins in their house, like 2 different pumpkins, like across the entryway into the house. I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed talking about Disneyland. I was curious how long I could keep a Disneyland conversation going on the show.
Disneyland?
I always try.
Just got to make a Disney show with Jones.
I mean, I didn't say it. Did you hear? You were on the podcast. I'm gonna take money because Hubert never goes. And you were saying you've been on Star Tours?
Yeah. Gotta go. I want to
go. Gotta get everybody to go.
I do.
Okay.
Gotta do it.
It would only get everybody there. With everything.
This has now become the Easy Allies Disney trip planning show.
That's like a pretty sizable chunk of our monthly income.
Yeah. I don't need the company to pay for it. I just need people to go with.
And you know what sucks is Disneyland is really bad about like, hey, I'm having an event and I'm going to have like hundreds of people go to it. Oh. Can I get some kind of discount for them? No. It's like I'm going to have hundreds of people go. No. Mega 64 has had game days for like more than a decade.
And I don't care.
It's just like, don't care. They've proven that it's a safe, fun, very popular event. Nope.
They don't.
Small Leviathan. Hello, friends and allies. As of writing, we're 2 weeks away from the release of the new Pokemon games, and Pokemon Shield is sitting nice and preloaded on my Switch. We've been getting surprisingly little information until now, and I actually kind of appreciate that. Full disclosure, we're probably not getting that game until launch, which sucks. So
what do you mean?
Our review's going to be.
Were they saying
we,
as easy allies, are getting surprisingly little information?
Oh, no, just we've been getting surprisingly little information until now. I guess just from Nintendo.
Oh, they've been very good about avoiding all the leaks then. Like everything's out there.
Well, yeah, but Damiani, you peruse the dark webs.
I haven't read it.
So
I just saw.
You haven't read it. You just know it exists.
I mean, I don't actually.
You've seen the headlines.
I really don't care about Pokemon spoilers, honestly. So like, it wouldn't shock me, but I don't go seeking them out.
I mean, dude, Pokemon spoilers are like my life's blood now because I have a deep connection with this audience where I have to be as dumb as possible. And then just wander through Pokemon Forest and be like, "What the hell's that?" And they're like, "Ha ha! Johnson doesn't know what that is." So if I see something, I'll be like, "Oh, I saw that on Twitter," and they're like, "Well, unfollow."
It is so amazing how big of a deal Pokemon leaks are. It's serious business.
It's the #1 media franchise of all time.
The biggest leak is
over 90 billion.
The biggest leak is which classical Pokemon are not making the cut
for
it. And
Smash Brothers' fault.
Yeah, they have
Smash Brothers had everybody there.
They have their own term for it.
And the live action trailers, like, it's terrible because there's like Pokemon in the live action trailer for Sword and Shield that aren't in Sword and Shield. It's like, okay, that's dumb. Like, that's what's the truth in advertising? What do we call that? Do you know my truth in advertising Universal Studios story as a kid?
What?
I remember, like, I went to my brother and they had a commercial for Earthquake. Did you ever go to Earthquake Universal Studios?
Wasn't that the one where you just go like when
the subway would crash?
Yeah, the water comes down.
So I remember I was like, Earthquake! I was so excited. I'm like, this is gonna be the best. You know, it's like you think I'm into theme parks now, man. Like when I was 10, like it was ridiculous. And I was so excited. And I remember we went and I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, this is different. And then I saw the ad on TV. And they showed, like, people on the ride, like, running. You know, like, they had, like, stunt people just running in front of the action.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no people on there. And I remember I asked my brother, and I'm like, they showed people in the commercial that aren't on the ride. And my brother's like, yeah? And I'm like, they lied in the commercial. And my brother's like, Jones? He's like, have a seat. Well, he didn't call me Jones because he's my brother. But he's like, Brandon, sit down. Let me tell you about, you know, like advertising, like how that works. I'm like, what? People don't tell the truth when they advertise things?
Man, that just reminds me of one of the oldest VHS videos. I'm saying VHS. So like videos, first one I ever had an advertisement for Universal. It's just the Universal letters going by, spelling out, and each one's translucent with like a scene from a Universal movie. And then it's like, it's no ride, it's a movie. It was like an advertisement for like the theme park, Universal Studios, Hollywood or whatever. I was like, whoa, this is so cool.
All right, back to Pokemon. It'll make seeing our starters evolve is more magical, not having the leaks. And if he doesn't go to the websites you go to, Damiani, the Galar region is so close. Now, I've been all over the place this past month despite my limited budget, in part because the game I've been playing the most is free. I was craving something new to play since I'd moved on and just moved to Steam, so I decided to give Destiny 2 a shot. I've got a lot of thoughts on this game, most of them positive, but I gotta say, how come no one told me you could play as a cool robot person? This makes the game a literal 1,000 times more appealing. I'd heard that Bungie were the best in the biz when it came to gunplay, but having very little experience with their games prior, I didn't think much of it. That changed as soon as I picked up a shotgun in the tutorial, because as I fired it, all I could say was, oh hell yes.
Always the shotgun.
And that's been the general through line with Destiny 2 for me. I'm honestly amazed at how it feels to do just about anything in this world. Tease for an upcoming Ghost Recon Breakpoint video. Sat down with Huber, we talked about a half an hour about how much we don't like Breakpoint and how much I can't stop playing it. And he was like, bad shotguns. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, they're not really, everything in Ghost Recon Breakpoint's at range. You know, you're sniping everything. And so I'm like, shotguns just don't, like maybe when a drone gets up close to you, but you can only carry 2 guns. So like, why waste for just that one unique moment? And I lamented with Huber about the lack of good shotguns in that game. And it had been the general through line with Destiny 2 for me. I'm honestly amazed at how it feels just to do about anything in this world. So far, hand cannons, bows, and grenade launchers have been my favorite weapons to use. Can't believe I haven't got back to that game to at least check out the bows in that game. In addition to shotguns, of course. Something else that surprised me about Destiny 2 is how much I like the setting. I remember watching a video by Chris Franklin, aka Errant Signal, a channel I highly recommend checking out if you're into obscure and artsy games, about the first Destiny, which he enjoyed but criticized for being soulless. I don't know how he feels about this aspect of Destiny 2, but I've got to believe it's an improvement because it certainly feels to me like it's got humanity. So that's a lot of words about Destiny 2. I keep thinking I should format my thoughts into a more rapid-fire way, but being rambly and over-eloquent is sort of my thing. So we're sticking to it. That said, I decided to get the Xbox Games Pass for PC this month. I always say Games Pass. Game Pass for PC this month in order to play The Outer Worlds, since as mentioned last month, my big bucks are going to Pokemon. I haven't gotten too far into the game, but the people saying it's Fallout New Vegas 2 really aren't wrong because it feels very similar in terms of mechanics, settings, and themes. My biggest disappointment with the game is the presence of the Marauders, which I don't feel fit into the setting at all, and I feel like a tacked-on excuse to have always hostile human enemies in the game. I don't know nothing about that. Blood didn't mention that. Even in a Blood side note. That's a classic Blood side note. Let me tell you about Marauders, Jones.
Not even mentioned, huh?
A shame since I'm playing as a pacifist, smooth-talking hillbilly greaser gal. Well, looks like I'm out of words for now. Next month, I'll finally be time for Pokemon. But until then, love and respect, Small Leviathan. Pokemon. And I know because everybody, it's so funny. Every Pokemon game, man. We don't talk about Pokemon enough, Damiani. Every Pokemon game, people are like especially when I play Silver Squad, like my main Croco Demon, main starter Pokemon, TikTok is just dominating. I think he's like Levy's in his 40s now or something. I mean, it's just like he just bites everybody and just gets me through the game. And like chat's like, no, you gotta diversify. You can't. That's the problem. If you don't not careful, your main Pokemon will get a little too strong, and then you don't understand the mechanics. So like, I can't wait to play Sword or Shield just totally wrong and just like
everyone's gonna get leveled
and
you
just
no
like
choice
just one bottle in Milo's mouth in one hand and just one hand on the Switch in the other. Just you know, like,
you just
wait.
You just want to see the victory screen. That's all. You want to see that EXP bar growing.
I cannot wait. But I love it. It makes me happy. I'm looking forward to it. We're all gonna have a good time playing Pokemon. Axel. Hey guys, as we've been doing for quite a while now, we recently had another GOTY election on the EZA forums. How much are you?
A GOTY election.
A GOTY election. On the EZA forums, this time for the year 2012. It was the launch year of the PlayStation Vita and the Wii U, and the beginning of the end for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era. So I'm here to share the results and get your impressions. Here's how it worked. 31 people ranked their top games of the year, with number 1 to number 4 earning 5, 4, 3, and 2 points respectively, plus up to 4 optional honorable mentions getting 1 point each, and we tallied the votes to determine the final ranking. In case of a tie, the game with the most number 1 votes wins. If still a tie, the most number 2 votes, and so on. Before you read the countdown, can you two remember what games came out in 2012 and try to guess the winner? I'll wait. All right, here goes. I saw the list when I was copying my winner. So when I read it,
I read my winner.
But you are so classic at games, at knowing what games came out. I'm just curious how many games you just rattle off. Big games in 2012.
There's only one game that matters in 2012.
That's not what I asked, Damiani. I asked for multiple titles.
No, for the Wii. Came out because we got it last. We got it last here. Came out 2012. The real game of the year 2012. Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii.
Whoa.
In North America. I know everyone else got it before then, but that's ours. That's the GOTY for 2012.
Oh my goodness, it's not on this list.
Because it came out in Europe in 2011 and came to Japan in 2010.
But you're saying we got it in 2012, so it would still qualify for this list. Yeah,
that was like the project Operation Rainfall trilogy came out in those 2012. You got Xenoblade, you got oh dear, I'm forgetting the other 2 titles now. Not Lost Odyssey, Last Story, and the other one was the one with the chain whip mechanic, and I'm forgetting its name now, chat. Pandora's Tower, thank you. Yeah, not Sheen Jack. Chat, stop. Sheen Jack. Let's not go there. Chat is screaming Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, nice. Dude, you're gaming craze right now, and I actually want to get into this. Like your gaming obsession right now. Every time I walk into this room, you are playing.
Oh, FTL. Yeah. Actually, I didn't know that. I didn't know it came out in 2012. I didn't get into it right away, though. That's the thing. So it was like
all right,
years
here we
after.
Go.
Okay, let's go.
Number 25, Wipeout, 2048. Number 24, Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed.
How is that on the list? How is that on the list? How is it on the list? How is it on the list? You are no. Crumple this piece of paper. Toss it in the trash. Next comment, please.
I'll crumple it after.
I'm not listening anymore. Yeah. No, forums, you're fail. I know why. It's because they probably don't count it as a 2012 release.
23, Katawa Shujo.
Yeah.
Katawa Shujo. Have you ever heard of this one?
Yeah.
Axel, you have. You just leave it at that?
I'm trying to chat. Was this a... Jeez, why am I forgetting this game?
Some fun deep cuts here. Tales of Grace's F at number 22. Tokyo Jungle.
Oh, the OG Tales... Oh, no, Tales of Grace's... Yeah, Tales of Grace's F was the PS3 version. Wii version was Tales of Grace's.
Tokyo Jungle, which is 5.
Tokyo Jungle!
I always want to play Tokyo Jungle. 20, Final Fantasy 13-2. I thought it was 10-2. I was like, oh, I like 10-2. Oh, wait, 13-2.
13-2. It's better than the original.
Number 19, FTL, Faster Than Light. Number 18, Dragon's Dogma. Number 17, Diablo 3.
Jeez.
Number 16, Borderlands 2, which ties with The Last Story at 15 and Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward at 14.
Jeez, that started then too, yeah.
Some fun picks on this list. 13, Resident Evil Revelations. 12, Far Cry 3. 11, Max Payne 3.
Max Payne 3.
10, Spec Ops The Line.
Oh, yeah.
Number 9, Kid Icarus Uprising. Number 8, Hotline Miami. Number 7, Sleeping Dogs. Number 6, XCOM Enemy Unknown.
The first one came out then.
Which I think was our Game of the Year game trailers.
Might have been.
Number 5, Gravity Rush.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, that's the Vita version. Yeah.
Number 4, Journey. Number 3, Dishonored. Number 2, Mass Effect 3. Jeez. And number 1. What if chat knows?
Chat was number 1.
Chat can say. They know of all of the.
Tell me what that
all these things. What was better than Mass Effect 3 that came out? I would either give it to Journey or XCOM as opposed to this number 1. But I get it. I see. A Hench got it. Walking Dead.
Oh,
look what that started. Was
that the first season?
Season 1.
Oh wow!
Look what that was
Fun
like.
Time.
That was an atom bomb.
Yeah.
That's like we're making adventure games again. Okay, let's get all right.
After
we need more money.
They were starting to ramp up then. I remember they had Back to the Future before that. They had the Jurassic Park, and they couldn't they were felt like they were getting so close. Yeah. Sniffing out one that was going to be a success, and they finally got it. Yeah.
Dishonored is also very good. But it's 2012's one of those years. That wasn't Hearthstone, right? What was the classic Hearthstone year? No, that was Dragon Age Inquisition. That was 15? No, 14? I don't know.
Was it? 2012 was also the Wii U launch year. Yeah.
Tyler Gardner. Hey, all. I've tried to make this month have a bit more free time for video games, beat Pokemon Platinum. I got through the 4th Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild. I was going to talk about beating it, but I started getting bad Joy-Con drift. So my controller is off for repair without having completed it. Besides, I can wait till Ian's on to discuss it. So instead, I'm going to talk about Knights of the Old Republic 2.
KOTOR 2.
Any experience? KOTOR 1 or 2?
No, I have it on Steam, and I downloaded the mods make it improve it or whatever. That's highly suggested if you're going back to play it. Just haven't started them up. I just have them on my Steam account, and I just haven't done it. I've heard very good things about KOTOR.
I never played KOTOR 2. What I did with KOTOR 2 was Jeremy Hoffman gave me his Xbox. That was a hacked Xbox when I did the Star Wars retrospective. And because I was the problem with KOTOR is I want to play both sides. And KOTOR 1, I'm actually kind of curious to do that. I think I can get enough of KOTOR 1 without actually getting to the ending. And I'm like, but KOTOR 2, I've never played before and I have no save files. He's like, I have save files throughout all of KOTOR 2. And I was like, sweet. And I didn't ask at the time, but he gave me his Xbox and I brought it home and I was about to plug it in to get footage. And I was like, oh, I hope he was good. I hope he was a good guy. Because I would love to play KOTOR 2 as a bad guy. That'd be so much fun. I never play bad guy. I always play the good guy, like Red Dead and everything. It's always my second playthrough. And I'm like, oh, but I've already played this. And I booted it up, and of course, Hoffman's the most evil person ever. I'm like, no! So I had to play KOTOR 2 as a good guy. But, so I didn't play through all of it, but he had 40 save files. And so I just booted up, I jumped around the world of KOTOR 2. And, did a lot of research on the story.
Yeah. Is KOTOR 1 or 2, perhaps one of them had not necessarily an unfinished ending or like it's rushed or something.
Or super rushed. It came out and they made it in 10 months.
Yeah, it's something like the equivalent of like it gets compared to like
a BioWare RPG in 10 months.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Like people added like stuff or something. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
And fun factoid about KOTOR that I'm sure everybody's dying to hear. I play Galaxy of Heroes every damn day on my mobile.
Of course.
On my phone. KOTOR, big presence in
yeah?
like characters are very strong, and they have a really fun raid that, like, when we play as the guild, it's basically everybody just like the bosses just have a ton of damage. So every day we just try to beat the hell out of every boss as much as we can. And the three bosses are the three Treya and the guy who's all scarred, and the guy in the box art with the crazy mask. I can't remember. They're getting so much exposure in the game, I forget what they're all called. All right. But yeah, KOTOR. And KOTOR 1 is super good. Probably the best Star Wars game. Just not my general cup of tea. But I'm more of a Jedi Outcast guy. But all right, KOTOR. KOTOR is a special franchise for me. It's the first RPG I ever played with my mom before I could even read the dialogue myself. Go, Mom. Every year I try to replay at least one of them, but KOTOR 2 is almost always replay. I almost always replay every fall. It has the best fall vibes. It's darker than most Star Wars media and is a galaxy that feels like it's genuinely dying. KOTOR 1 is an incredible game with an amazing Star Wars story and twist, but 2 feels like a refinement, an actual twist on the typical Star Wars tale, unlike a certain very good The Last Jedi, winky face. Thanks, Tyler. Unfortunately, many views of KOTOR 2 are mired in the fact that the game was rushed out to hit holiday sales. Dialogue had been recorded, but elements were cut for time. This is where the Sith Lord's restored content mod comes in. Tyler tweeted this at me, and I've never heard of this before he did. It doesn't drastically alter the game, but adds back that cut content that had been recorded. It takes a game that was so close to perfection and gives it that final push. Fundamentally, it's a good Star Wars story of good versus evil, but set in a backdrop of a dying galaxy with a threat that literally feeds on the Force. It's an empty-feeling galaxy with a cast nearly as lovable as the first, but with characters who have non-traditional pasts. A woman living with the sins of her parents, a slave to a Sith Lord, a pilot with a hidden past, and many more. I highly recommend this fall season you give it a shot to prep for coming Star Wars hype with a glass of hot chocolate. I love the pairing. KOTOR 2 and a glass of hot chocolate. Plus, it's got more HK-47, and that's always a good thing. One of my prominent droid characters in Galaxy of Heroes. I love November. I'm looking forward to buying gifts for others, replaying KOTOR 2, finishing Breath of the Wild, going through New Vegas for the first time, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Plus, of course, I'm hoping to get Fallen Order and dive into my first Dragon Quest on Switch. 11.
Dragon Quest 11.
And please, let's get some EA news on remasters, Dragon Age Origins, and KOTOR 1, please.
Yeah, I heard about that. They're touting they got some big remasters coming next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never played Inquisition, but I played Dragon Age 1 and 2 multiple times. KOTOR 1, please. A final note, shout out to our EZA Pokemon D&D group. Had our first session last week, and it was an absolute blast. EZA Pokemon D&D group?
Yeah, I need to know how this goes. Does each character pick a Pokemon, and they have to just, like, RP in that voice? So, like, Pika, 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 Pikachu.
I'm fascinated about this. I have friends that run D&D campaigns. I'm going to be like, hear me out. Like, to that DM. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. I already bought it for you. Yeah. I read part of it. Either way, it should be an exciting month, and I look forward to writing it next. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, man, KOTOR. The opening of KOTOR 2 is awesome. One of my favorite openings of any RPG ever. Like a fascinating, fun opening, and a very cheeky, like, again, plays against like very common Star Wars expectations, and it's cool. Kind of has like Bioshock vibes almost, or not Bioshock, but like System Shock.
I remember how excited you were with the, I think it was the Old Republic trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Those reveal trailers.
Oh, dude, I found out something. Yeah. Oh, man, I found out something so rad. I love when you meet, because Amanda, as an actor, just has a lot of fun, predominantly female, but a lot of fun actor friends that are in Los Angeles. And so I get to know them before I, know their work a lot of the time. And so, I'll just be friends for a long time. And then, casually in conversation, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I was in that. I'm like, what? And I don't know how it came up, but Amanda was like, yeah. And she's like, well, you've done Star Wars. She's like, you did mocap for that thing. And she was like, yeah, the Old Republic. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, I did mocap for the, she's like, I think trailer 2 or 3. I was like, wait, the one in the forest where the Jedi with the dual lights and the yellow lightsabers flipping around. She's like, yeah, that was me in the whole trailer. I'm like, I'm legitimately starstruck right now. Like, that's so cool. She did like all the stuff you see people doing. It's all people and stunts and the orbs and everything, doing backflips and stuff. I'm like, that's so cool. America Young. Shout out, America Young. And her name is America, and when I met her, she's not dating this guy anymore, but she was dating a guy who worked at Universal Studios as Captain America. Kyle Lee. Hello, Jones and Damiani. I have a lot to talk about, so no dilly-dallying. Last month, I brought up I had just finished The Last of Us the day I was writing my post, and Jones wondered if I had just picked up with PlayStation Plus. No, The Last of Us was a 2-year battle for me, as I started playing it way back in October of 2017.
Whoa.
Horror games have never been my bag, thanks to anxiety, so I would make a little bit of progress, lose my nerve, and put it back down again. Yeah. But earlier this year, something helped me overcome that. RE2 Remake gave me the confidence that I would get it done. RE2 Remake, changing lives. Let's do it. Let's make it the GOTY.
Let's just play it right now. We're just stop. We're gonna play
I gotta remember when we meet for GOTYs to be like, well, it changed Kali's life. I just want to put that out there. Gotta remember that. So I made the second half a priority once we had a release date for the sequel. While I'm bummed it got delayed, I'm so happy I could power through what will go down as one of my favorite games of all time. It doesn't even matter what game it was. It doesn't even matter if it's a game that I didn't like. When I hear about that on the showcase where somebody's like, I put this game off for a long time, and then, damn, top 10. Like, whoa. Like, that's so good. Like, kind of reminds me of, like, Witcher, where I was just like, okay, I gotta play this third one. You know, it's like I have no interest in these books. Never played 1 or 2, but it's like, damn, here we go. I guess I gotta do it. Like Persona 5, you know, like Zelda. I hadn't played a Zelda game in a long time. Didn't play Skyward Sword, didn't finish Twilight Princess. But, like, Breath of the Wild, like, all right. I don't know if it would be a favorite without the incredible Left Behind DLC, which I put off for a long time, but got to eventually, which is so integral to the experience, especially before the sequel. I think definitely worth checking out. I don't know why they didn't cut it in for the remaster to complete the package instead of leaving it separate. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call. I think leaving it separate's fine. It definitely is its own.
Yeah, that might just be their choice. Like they don't. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think, the narrative... I mean, it's there. It exists. You can check it out. After that, quick little palate cleanser with Sayonara Wild Hearts and Gone Home. Both very purple games. Both of which were incredible. That was an awesome afternoon. Then I continued my 2019 quest to make it right and started up Kingdom Hearts 1.5. I had played a lot of it back when the original was released, but never ended up finishing it. This was another chance to close the loop. Well, now that I've finished it, the only thing I can say is I don't think there's another game where I hate as many individual ingredients, but overall enjoyed the experience. Let's go Recon Breakpoint, baby. The story in the first game is simple to a fault. Kyrie is basically a non-entity. So much Kyrie hate, man. And I know enough, as you and I have worked on Kingdom Hearts projects. Did the Final Fantasy Retro, did my own research. When I did a little Kingdom Hearts, little tiny episode, played Chains of Memories, reviewed 2 when it came out. So, like, I knew what was going on with all of these characters. But so much Kyrie hate. So many people are just like, whole characters.
They're love-hate a lot of characters. So they're definitely characters get a lot of hate in that.
The level design is an absolute nightmare. Respawning enemies make exploring a chore, and the music loops are so short that it takes enjoyable tracks into unlistenable territory. All in all, I'm looking forward to moving to 2.5 in a few months, but for now, a break from Hearts, Light, and Darkness. I love also these allies around the world that are like trapped in their own ambition. So just like, I have to play these games. You can play something else. Next, another fun game to get some spooky vibes going. I made my way through Oxenfree. Boy, was that jolly. I'll talk more about that next month along with After Party, but I'll use the rest of my word count to talk about how much I love the Outer Worlds. While everyone is naturally going to compare this to Fallout, it actually filled a Mass Effect-shaped hole in my heart, bombing around the galaxy, getting in scrapes with a crew of misfits, getting people out of jams. The game was a joy from moment one. With that said, no protag voice, no third-person view, let me see my character, and a kind of weird epilogue bumps it down a bit for me. Parvati and Ellie squad forever. Love and respect, Goldilocks. No protag voice. Interesting. Interesting you can pick that. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is not good. I was playing with Huber, and so I saw Huber's cutscenes, and we both picked like gruff dudes, 2 completely different voices. I was like,
oh, all right.
Kind of cool. Ubisoft loves to hire those voice actors and have them do like 8 different voices. Spencer Spools of Thread is a short comment. Why don't you jump in, Tony?
Sure.
You seemed a little hurt when I ripped the clipboard.
Hi, Jones and Damiani. I feel like I do this every showcase now, but I have more D&D poetry for y'all this month.
Oh my goodness, it's the poetry, yes.
This time about my This time about my changeling fighter, Cinder, who's been having a really rough time of it with her party. Hope you all enjoy. Love and respect, Spencer, Spools of Thread.
I wonder if the combat or the getting along with other party members is the problem.
Alright, so Spencer, you are so good at the cruelty, so good at the hard thing. That's what they tell you, isn't it? You are the one that says the cruel thing, the truth, but the wrong way. It settles deep in your bones, binds itself to the marrow, and infuses itself so seamlessly that you and the hard thing are one entity sharing a shifting body. Body never yours. Body never seen. Body all different. Body. The hard thing was dragging yourself out of the ashes of your home. The hard thing was pretending there wasn't blood coating the dresser. It was moving on like you weren't young and afraid and alone. The cruel thing was settling in. It was pretending you belonged. And it was convincing everyone but yourself that this could be permanent. Life never yours. Life never deserved. Life all fucking torn away. Life. You are so good at the eating up your insides and the shredding of skin and calling it necessary. Are there any spots of you left that are tender, they ask? You don't look up. I don't think so, you say. I don't know. I don't. Intense.
D&D's intense, man.
Intense.
But I love that. I love being able to explore, a lot of those interactions and a lot of that story stuff. I typically, what we were just talking about, I always play like, good people, like generally morally right whenever I play single player, RPGs. But it's fun in like D&D to like play somebody who's got problems, play somebody who's got problems you potentially want to deal with, or problems you're like, I never really considered, this issue personally, and it's fun to be empathetic and like put on somebody else's shoes. The D&D poetry is such a fun layer on top of like actual storytelling.
Do people do in D&D where they make a party member who part of the hook is they want the other party members to realize they created this character who has like issues. Mm-hmm. So like it's I want to see my party can detect that, and B, will they do anything to try and resolve those? Because I wonder if anyone gets that in depth with like the. Well,
RP. I've talked about this before, but like I did Vampire, and like your issues are very much a part of like your like your roles. Like there's a lot of stuff that you have to account for. There's like weird personality quirks. We're almost there. We're almost at headphone time. Corey Jackson, greetings, Jones and Damiani. I hope you had a spooky and safe and fun Halloween. Luigi's Mansion 3 is the winner for me for Games of October. Ooh. Sneaking in right at the end. Played Luigi's Mansion for a day, and it beat October. It has Pixar-level cutscenes, a great soundtrack, and overall fun gameplay. It might be my goatee for 2019. Twitch ran the horror story show Monsters on its Presents channel, and boy, what a show! It mixes strange, almost R-rated Cinemax style with fantastic monster makeup / creatures with some of the D/A story-written horror that really helps you get into the Halloween spirit.
Oh my gosh!
Please expand.
I watched some of this.
Okay.
With
we are on Twitch.
I stopped in for a few episodes on chat, and there were some really ridiculous. It was everything you said there was like perfect. There was one where the guy who plays Munch from Law and Order SVU is playing like he's basically trying to like figure out like who this guy is, and he's like a werewolf, whatever, and he like knows his secret identity and stuff, and like he's working with a partner to try and like reveal him and like, you know, not be killed by him.
Yeah.
And like his partner turns out to also be one as well. It's like a crime family of werewolves or whatever. And like he thinks he's got a silver bullet and he tries to shoot the werewolf and it's like, oh, it didn't work. Oh, I've been, you know, I was duped and stuff. And then like the werewolf is like, I need you to like make a film adaptation of me. And like you've been the one person I can trust. And then he goes, you're gonna be rich, you're gonna have all these like things, and it's like this weird setup. And then like the guy pretty much like, it sounds really good. Just one thing's missing, and then one was like, what? What's missing from this great deal? He goes, I want to direct. And then one of us goes insane. He's like, everyone wants to direct. And I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, I was like, yeah, this is great.
Was that on Halloween?
It was like running for like a week leading up to Halloween.
Oh, okay. Just that movie?
And, I mean, they're like a TV show called Monster, so it's like
it's a show, so it's
30-minute episodes.
Okay.
And then at midnight they'd show a really terrible, really bad horror movie. And the one I watched was some one about like a Loch Ness monster in the lake.
Nice.
That was. I wanted to see if we could do reaction to it, but like it literally said on the Twitch Presents page, no co-streaming, no reactions. Right. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, I know. But they're starting to do that. Isn't there like a catalog and stuff? Can't you watch stuff on Prime or something? Or like, isn't there?
No, there is stuff you can co-stream that's licensed stuff that almost universally all of it, even if you're allowed to like do reactions to it. They almost all universes say you can't keep the VOD around. You have to delete the VOD. So it's a live thing only, and then you can't.
That might be fun. Yeah. Some fun stuff on there, especially when they get like series. Like I remember Amazon Prime one time just got like every Bond movie, and I was like, oh, let's do it. And I just like just burned through like every Bond movie. Gosh, so like it'd be fun to do like a marathon like that or something.
And yes, Screaming Argonaut, Richard Belzer. Yes, that was the actor's name.
Richard was the other werewolf.
Was the like the detective?
Classic,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like they had like semi-famous actors.
Belzer from right.
They had semi-famous actors in each episode. I was like, oh, well, they just show up. Okay.
That's so funny. All right. Anyway, just starting the comment. World of Warcraft is having its 15th anniversary event where you can do a 3-wing raid of classic WoW raid bosses, fighting them to earn a Deathwing style mount. Speaking of WoW, BlizzCon happened, and I hope to have those trailers reviewed by someone with a show about trailers. 9 minutes, man. I don't know if I can get somebody for 9 minutes. And especially, I would have grabbed Huber or Ben or Brad to talk about BlizzCon stuff. And Huber and Brad and Ben are not keen on Blizzard right now. So
I was gonna say
I'd have to do it by myself. And I don't know what the hell is going on in that Diablo. I played Diablo 3, but that Diablo 4 trailer. I was like, what? But definitely the best Diablo trailer that anybody's ever made. 9 minutes. Damn. 9 minutes of just like that's a $900 million trailer, man. Like that's a lot of money, or 9 million at least. Yeah, not 900 million. That's how much a movie. That's how much a movie would. That's how much a movie would cost.
I was like, I wish I spent 900 million.
That's how much. If they made it into a movie, it would cost $900 million. First off, Heroes of the Storm added Deathwing, which was the most requested character ever according to the devs. They are bringing some super successful toy event this winter with the puppet skin of the Diablo character Mephisto, which leads me to the Diablo 4 reveal. What a cinematic. That reveal was amazing and really sells its unsettling and dark setting this time compared to 3, which is a little too colorful. They added the druid back as a 2-axe wielder with 2 doggos that could turn into a bear. Easily the most Huber character I've ever seen. Overwatch 2 had the big Avengers opening. It's been building for 5 years, and the way they're doing cross-game stuff is smart. Finally, WoW had its expansion announcement, Shadowlands, with one of the most impressive opening cinematics ever. For Jones, a vet of Wrath of the Lich King, it's got a lot of callbacks. Yeah, I'm also confused by that. But it's fun. It's fun seeing like the very ending of Wrath of the Lich King come back and be like, oh yeah, I remember where we left that off. The WoW team is finally doing a level squish. I think you spelled squish wrong, and I'm not sure if squish is the word you meant. Squash, or going from 1 to 120 to 1 to 50 base game and 51 to 60 for the expansion. How they're doing this, you might ask? Well, new characters will go to a new starting area from 1 to 10 with a mini dungeon. After this, they can do any expansion up to Battle for Azeroth. And when they finish that expansion, they're good to go for Shadowlands. The new expansion will take place in the afterlife of the Warcraft universe with some amazing looking zones.
I heard something about
curious,
that.
Yeah, I'm curious what you have to say about that, given all the MMO experience you have.
I think, I know 14 is alluded to the event. the whole number bloat, where like things go on for so long, like HP numbers get insane. Like bosses have billions of HP, like not even millions, like billions and stuff. Your HP numbers are like in the 100,000s. Like
wow.
It's just so much, and like the level cap is like this gets ridiculous. I remember before the launch of Shadowbringers, they said that like we're implementing some stuff now, but in the future we're gonna have to look at a reset of like numbers because it's gonna get out of hand.
Yeah.
We want to simplify anything, and they've been talking about like streamlining some of the old content. It sounds a little bit like what they're doing here, where it's like, hey, let's just like start everything back, and like everything old is like level 1 to like 10 or 20, and then you start from there after that.
It'd be interesting just to make like was it Legion that came out before Battle for Azeroth? It'd be crazy to maybe just make that like free to play. Just like the whole expansion. And so like and make there be Blizzard, and have there be benefits for people also playing the game. So like I want to run the old Legion stuff too with these free to play people because I get benefits as well. And so it's like people are being introduced to the game while old people are finding reasons to go do the content. I don't know. MMOs, man. I think about that stuff all the time. Just weird ways you could recycle content and ways you could like. How you get people. Because I remember being super pissed when it was like, you'd get to level 60 or 70. I was like, what? It took me a long time to get there. And now it's like, you have to do that. Especially for a game as old as WoW. It's like...
Recycling content. Like, that's like a mastering an art there for MMOs, basically.
But it's funny. I know you don't play WoW, but it's like the moment I saw when I was reading this before, when I saw he's like, there's multiple characters that you go and revisit. And I knew you would be on the couch. I was expecting classic. Yes. The old MMO classic. One of them is an almost Bloodborne-ish style. Speaking of zones, the max level zone has two interesting features. First, the zone has Dark World tendency. By doing anything in the zone, questing, killing elites, dying, etc., you will earn the ire of the master of the zone. In a zone with no safe areas, this can be a problem as he will start causing problems for you, even sending hit squads after you. The second is a massive tower on the map, which, as Damiani will know, is like that random tower thing in Final Fantasy XIV, complete with solo and group play. Lots of other changes that fixed some of the biggest Battle for Azeroth complaints mean it's looking to be a good expansion. I hope you two have a good November, with Pokemon a little over a week away. CDJ Gamers. And yeah, I don't want to, squash any hype about BlizzCon or Azeroth, talking about the fellas and not doing reactions to that or doing like a Trailer Jones. To each their own. Whoa. No.
Whoa.
Why did I put that page down? Whoa! Happy gaming. Halloween has always been one of my favorite holidays. As a kid, I used to get together with my friends and dress up. We would talk about our costume ideas on the playground and get into the spirit right in early October. My godson designed his Halloween costume, and it's like creepy. It's like
good stuff.
So it's all black and red, and it's like wings and stuff. I was like, whoa, dude, awesome. Going to the pumpkin patch was an annual tradition, and where I grew up, they had rides and a petting zoo with freshly locally made cider and apple fritters. The weather would just be changing from the cozy warmth of the fading summer in September to the chilly briskness and omnipresent drizzle of rain that came with the falling of cracked, slightly soggy leaves. Yeah, we don't get that in California.
Yeah.
That cozy warmth of the fading summer is November if we're lucky, probably December. It's very hot. October sweater weather. My family was never wealthy, and so growing up, we always had to make our own costumes. I remember one year I was Link. I wore a green beanie, had a ring of keys around one side of my waist, water balloons around the other for bombs, and carried around a wooden sword my older brothers had made. It's the same sword I would use years later to make my costume after playing Kingdom Hearts, where I dressed as Cloud and made a metal shoulder plate out of tin foil and gelled my hair up. One of my favorites was when I want to need a picture. See, that's the thing, Happy Gaming. We got photographs here in the showcase. So if you could possibly send that along in the future, I know you got that photo. One of my favorites was when my friends and I dressed up like Ghostbusters. We all got cardboard boxes taped to our backs and connected them to plastic tubing. As we went door to door trick-or-treating, I think I did Ghostbusters one year, we would have the residents drop their candy into our tubes, and it would go into our little cardboard backpacks. That's so dope. It made it excruciating to get candy out, though.
Aww.
I used to be a very skittish child. I was terrified of scary movies and games. I distinctly remember getting too scared to watch Abbott and Costello meet the Wolfman. Things have largely changed in my life. My brother introduced me to horror movies with The Shining, and it was all different from there. I don't go trick-or-treating anymore, and I don't go to wild parties, as they've never been my thing. But I still love making costumes. Nowadays, I'm making an annual tradition to try and watch some new horror movies, and especially play lots of spooky games. Last year was Silent Hill 2. Is that with Jon Snow, or is that Silent Hill 3? That's Silent Hill 3. I never saw Silent Hill 2. Last year, I held off all year and finally started Resident Evil 2. Halloween to me is a time to remember that it's okay to be scared and can even be fun. We all have fears and anxieties in life, and it's sort of magical to be able to, one day a year, dress up as something you're not, to face your fears and show yourself the monster in the closet may not be as scary as you thought as a kid. Halloween to me is a time to scare yourself because it's fun to pretend that monster in the closet is real, but also bask in the fact that it's not nearly as real as you remember. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it just for the goofiness. It's just fun to go to like Disneyland or Horror Nights or just watch people dress up, have people take pictures of. I love that Paul Rudd's daughter went as Wasp.
I saw
Paul
that.
Rudd went as Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah. He like totally could have dressed up as Ant-Man with his daughter. Like, nope, Weird Al.
Oh, it was Weird Al.
Nope. And I love that the actor who plays Daredevil and the actor who plays Loki, Hiddleston, they went as Daredevil and Loki. They swapped. Love it. Jason A. Sackle. Well, here we are again. Time to throw something together, I guess. The enthusiasm for the showcase. You can feel it. Let's see. Video games. What did I play? Oh, there was Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair. Great game. Loved it. Gameplay from Yooka-Laylee coming out. It was just super fun and jolly all around. The Impossible Lair level was fantastic. Such a nice, fun challenge. The great thing about the game was that there are no cheap deaths. It'd always be because I was rushing or something. Never the game's fault. Now I'm looking forward to seeing what Playtonic does next. Also got the Ring Fit thingy. That thing can really kick your ass. I'm pleasantly surprised with it. I think that's it for video games. Next month will be a big month. One title I'm super excited about. 2 simple words. Shenmue 3. What else happened last month? Went to the Star Wars Land in Hollywood Studios at Disney World. Did some ride in the Falcon thingy. It was kind of dumb. My favorite. I love Sackle, man. Kind of dumb. Love Sackle. My favorite part of the area was the cantina. There's a drink called the Fuzzy Tauntaun. The fizz in the drink was so weird, and it makes your mouth go kind of go numb. You know how your arm feels after you hit your funny bone? That's how your lips feel with that drink. It uses buzz buttons, which contain a natural painkiller. It's neat. Every year, a group of some of my friends and I venture to Epcot for drinking around the world. It's probably the 3rd biggest drinking day of the year for us, and it's fun as always. It's Epcot. It's the best.
Oh, they're talking about Disney World.
I love that we talked about Disney parks more than once in the showcase.
Epcot. Yeah.
I think there were about 24 of us this year.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
If you've ever met me, I'm the calm one of the group. The decibels were off the chart. Anywho, it was a big party and a great time. My fun Epcot story is we ran a marathon at the half marathon at the Food and Wine Festival, and then went into Epcot and we're so cold, and we were just like, and we saw people with bags. We were checking bags. We're like, why are you checking bags? We're gonna be so hot after this, and we're like freezing. And we had like coats, but it wasn't enough. And so we like got like a bratwurst in Germany, and we're just like ate bratwurst and like had a beer, and it kind of warmed us up a little bit. And we're like, all right, let's just do the loop. So if this was a clock, we were at like 10 o'clock. And we do the loop, and by the time we get to like 4 o'clock, right before we exit, totally forgot that there is a like pub, like a Harry Potter-esque Hogsmeade, pub where you can get like all the classic fish and chips and have a big stein of like British beer. And we'd already eaten. We were just like, all right. And it was really warm inside. And I was like, talking inside. And we walked by, like looked through the stained glass, like. Went back to
I always remember going to the Italian and Japanese restaurants they had there. Yeah.
They tore down my beloved Norwegian ride.
I know, they put Frozen. Frozen. I heard they're like it's going even more overboard with like there's more Marvel things. Like I was just to like talk up the Ellen and Bill Nye, I guess it's called Ellen's Energy Adventure. It used to be called the Universe of Energy back in the day. And it closed down apparently 2 years ago to make way for another Guardians attraction that's taken over it.
Marvel,
It's like, Marvel. Like apparently people are getting worried that like the science part of it is getting kicked out for new Marvel, new like Star Wars stuff.
Marvel next year too. New Spider-Man ride. Think about that though.
Yeah.
A new Spider-Man ride. That's fun. The Spider-Man ride in Islands of Adventure in Florida is dope. But that's
I've been on that.
Universal. Yeah,
I've been on that.
The ride's awesome.
Yeah, it's like you move up and down. Like it's like like in that seated thing, right? Yeah, and like that was pretty cool. I've been on that, the Hulk roller coaster, and I went Dueling Dragons before they changed it and even before that when they no longer launched them at the same time.
I didn't know they stopped doing that. I went on that too.
Yeah.
fun moment in the Spider-Man ride. There's a moment where Hobgoblin, I think it's Hobgoblin and not Green Goblin, he throws a bomb at you, and it's a 3D screen, and the camera backs away from the bomb, and so the bomb, like right when you move out of the way so you can't see the bomb anymore, it like hits the wall in front of you and blows up, and I was like, cool! And like even the Transformers ride, which is really cool, and like a big update of that technology, like that was a cool trick. It didn't do anything like that. There's a moment where Doc Ock comes out of a brick wall.
Yep, that one. I remember that part. I was about to say, that's the Doc Ock part when he comes out of the brick wall is the...
And it gets like the flame right up on you. Love it. Side note, even if it is with your own phone, the cast members won't let you take pictures with the characters until you set all drinks to the side. Oh yeah, the Disney Plus thing starts soon. What is that? Where's that?
Disney Plus?
I guess in Epcot. Oh yeah, in Epcot when you get drinks. They won't let you take pictures with the characters unless you set all drinks to the side. That's so
because you can't have alcohol in the shot. So you can't have like
alcohol with like Ariel.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, the Disney Plus thing starts soon. Yeah, baby, Mandalorian, baby. You know what? I've honestly been pretty. Not that I didn't think Mandalorian wasn't bad. It's just like, there's so much Star Wars that I'm just kind of like, cool. Like I'll see it when it comes out. I'm starting to get a little excited for the Mandalorian show because that could be really neat. I think the first content I'll dive into is revisiting. And before I say this, do you have anything Disney Plus that you're looking forward to?
A lot of stuff.
Nice. So you do have specific.
I am just waiting to pull the trigger because I think it might be when Disney Plus launched. Because I pre-ordered last week when I finally went to the page and paid for the monthly. Like I'm counting down the days because there's gonna be so much catalog stuff to go through in there. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Because I am feeling like the burnout on Netflix. I can't cancel. I have Amazon Prime, so I'm always got Prime Video because it's included. But like Netflix, I re-upped HBO Now for some stuff. But I'm thinking I might actually cancel for the first time ever Netflix, like in my net for a while, and re-end HBO for a while as well. At least for probably 2 months. Yeah. While I just binge through it's over the holidays. It's gonna be Disney Plus, just diving in. It's like Scrooge McDuck diving into the gold in the bank, the vault. It's here we go.
Man and I have never seen Aladdin. We've talked about it a lot, but we've just never watched
Aladdin,
it together. So
Aladdin.
I've seen it, obviously.
Dumbo, Lion King. I haven't seen those live action movies.
One of my favorites of all time, but haven't seen the live action one. Don't ask. Just kidding. I think the first content that I'll dive into is revisiting the Tron Uprising cartoon, which I've seen and is awesome.
I've not seen that.
It's pretty cool. It was great, and I think at least underrated. Still can't believe it'll be another year until the Tron ride opens in Magic Kingdom. Nice! I didn't know we were getting that.
There's
in
a Tron ride?
Yeah, it's in. It was first in China, and you get on bikes. And pretty fun.
Light cycles.
But I didn't know that was coming to Florida. Dope. See, that's the thing. That's why I don't keep up on the Disney park blogs because it's nice. When I don't know, and then I find out later, oh, neat. Mm-hmm. That was probably 4 or 5 months that I wouldn't have been. I want to go on that. I am so primed for another Florida trip, so primed, and it's great because they just opened the new Harry Potter ride. So I tell Amanda, I'm like, "There's a new Avatar land," and she's like, that's fine. It's sounds like fun, but no. And I was like, "Hey," and they got that Star Wars hotel, and she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "New Harry Potter ride." Got her.
You're speaking my language.
Random thought. Wonder whatever happened to the Nintendo Land thingy at Universal. What else?
2023 is when it's supposed to be coming here.
Yeah, they have.
Opens next year in Japan.
They've struck ground on it.
There's photos of next year Japan.
And 2023 for America.
Yeah, I believe 2023 is when it'll be completed here.
And is that where they have a Universal is a whole new park in Florida?
Yeah. Apparently everything's 2023.
It's Universal Infinity or
something. I'm going to start drafting my plans for that big trip for 2023 to go to Disney and Universal, hitting everything at once over there.
I saw One Piece Stampede in theaters. It's all right.
Okay.
It was a fun romp that definitely embraced in celebrating the anime's 20th anniversary. It just felt like the stories took a step back and let the action take center stage. I usually love how One Piece fleshes out antagonists and gives them a reason for doing what they're doing. This dude loved fighting. Great, let's get that. Let's get that shit. Go back to What? I think he might have said. I think it was maybe forget. Great, forget that shit. Go back to Dragon Ball Z. I think is what Jason Sagel meant to say there. At least the manga's still going strong. It's flashback time again, so that'll pull on a few heartstrings. That's all. I love it. It's a machine gun of opinions from that Jason Sagel every single time. It's a box of chocolates. Jax McClain at least starts talking about Breath of the Wild. Read that one.
All right. Hi, Damiani and Jones.
Hi!
After finishing Breath of the Wild, I took a little bit of a break from open world games. The last few weeks have been mostly multiplayer games for me. I tried out the new Call of Duty, and I really like it. Since I haven't played the last few titles, it feels fresh to me. I like the team objective modes the best, and the 2v2 mode is a very nice addition. Rocket League is still my go-to multiplayer game, so that's where most of my time went. Scoring a goal in that game when everything flows exactly the way you want is simply incredible. After playing this game for years, that feeling still remains. Definitely my pick for best multiplayer game of the last decade.
I mean, it's pretty solid.
After all that multiplayer, I was now ready for my next big game. It was time for a new epic adventure. It was time for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah, baby!
I only played the first 2 to 3 hours so far. Chapter 1, I believe, is where I got. I can't say too much about it yet. But the introduction of all the characters in your group is absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to start exploring this world and see where all the characters end up. Love and respect, Jax McClain.
It works out really well for everybody. Everyone, real happy ending that Red Dead 2. Yeah. They literally get to Valhalla. The Rainbow Road opens up, and then they just...
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, they ride all the way down. The Rainbow Road.
The horses really ride over the rainbow?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet. Which is, of course, the original Red Dead Redemption spoilers, but, you know.
Okay. So the bridge, you finish building the bridge in Red Dead 1, and you get to actually ride over it.
Exactly.
Over,
the train goes over it.
Into the sunset, over the rainbow. Okay, I get it now. Good stuff.
I mean, with mods.
Go to the next one?
Oh, give me that.
Oh,
We're almost done. Because we got one more comment,
yeah.
And then we're doing drawings.
Nice.
So I just want to rush. Tegan Combati. Hi, Jones and Damiani. Showcase time. And let me tell you, this is the lightning round. First, a little housekeeping from last month. I think it's safe to say, now officially, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is really looking good, like untouchable levels of good. Can't touch this levels good, in fact.
Untouchable.
Overall, the game is appearing to truly come into its own genre-defining expression that will leave people in awe. Obviously, please be excited. Also, Jones, very simply, while Breath of Fire 1 is good, Breath of Fire 2 and 4 are particularly great and are what truly deserves someone's time out of the entire series, in my opinion. Yeah, I just got, it's on the Switch, so it's so convenient. But if it was 2 instead of 1, I would definitely play it. Gotta get into Dragon Quest 2. Play Dragon Quest 1 on Switch. Gotta start 2, which I've never played. But especially 2, it's so classic 90s Capcom while still fun as a full-blown RPG. It all works really well. All the menu systems get way better. So yeah, that alone makes the following games hugely more enjoyable. As for October, I was very busy and sadly passed me by with ludicrous speed. I did not play or watch much of anything except for Indivisible, loved it, Joker, and Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek? Schitt's Creek?
What?
Chat, Schitt's Creek? You've never heard of Schitt's Creek?
I've heard the
Schitt's
expression.
Schitt's Creek is up for some Emmys, baby. Schitt's Creek is Eugene Levy, who is a Christopher Guest classic. I think he's in Spinal Tap for a hot second, but specifically Waiting for Guffman. Yeah, the dad from American Pie. But Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, and A Mighty Wind. And he's also in all of those movies is Catherine O'Hara, who's the mom from Home Alone, and the voice of Sally from Night Before Christmas, and the two of them used to be on SCTV, which Rick Moranis and Jack Handy and all those people came from. And so they've been making comedy together for years and years and years. So Eugene Levy created the show with his son, and his son plays his son on the show, and they play super rich people that lost all of their money when the stock market crashes, and they I haven't seen the very first episode, but and then they find out they've inherited this small crap town called Schitt's Creek, and so they move to the town, and it's like fish out of water. But Catherine O'Hara is so good as just this like shell-shocked rich socialite woman that's just like living a different reality. It's really, really great. Very funny show. Check them out, they're good stuff. So yes, my time is spent, and Joker was fun. In my opinion. Did you see Joker?
Yeah, I saw
Joker. On the scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, that's okay.
10-point scale.
Like 6.5.
Ooh, 6 ball. You went 20, but fine.
Yeah.
You went 20 point. I said 10 point, and you just defied me.
She's going between.
I'd go at 7, borderline 7.5 for me. Yes, my time is spent. If you're a Batman fan, you absolutely have to see Joker. Sorry. If you're a Batman fan, it doesn't look good to you. I'm sorry, you have to see it. So my time has been quite occupied in various ways with this upcoming month's... with this upcoming month being equally consuming, but that's okay, especially as I am now looking forward to a fantastic November filled with many great experiences. Including everything I'm about to say seems like it might be totally awesome, and you should check it out if you want to. The Mandalorian, Disney Plus, which you just talked about. Death Stranding, cross-country Mind Freak, nice, which I still have to finish. Need for Speed Heat, Redemption. We'll see. Jedi Fallen Order. I think it might be better than we are all expecting, which I think will be very good. Brad is so pumped. Every time I talk to Brad about it, he gets me more excited.
Just like he's like, you gotta play it, dude. You gotta play it.
And After Party looks very cool too, and that's all I can think of at the moment. Throw something in if you want to, guys. You want to throw something in there? What do you next month? What do you Pokemon, obviously?
For November, not December, right?
For November, yeah. What movies are coming out this month?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Terminator: Dark Fate.
Parasite is just like everybody on Twitter.
I need to see that.
Like,
just need a way to watch it.
Yeah.
I guess I should.
I wonder if it's getting more screens because of the word of mouth.
I would really like to see that. Because everything I keep hearing about it, the praise. I don't know what else comes out movie-wise this month.
All right, then. Very good. Looking forward to the next Hall of Greats. You and the Allies stay cool. You got your game picked out for Hall of Greats?
Oh, yes. For Hall of Greats. Yeah, I thought we were talking about like Goaty. I'm like, oh, we're talking about this? I don't know. Hall of Greats. Yes.
I know what mine is. I can tell you now, but I won't tell you. But it was the one we talked about earlier. That I told you last month. I was like, I was because I didn't go to Hall of Greats, but last time. Can't remember what I was doing. Might have been busy for some reason. You and the Allies stay cool. Love, respect, Team Kabaddi. Wait, I forgot. Blue Point Games' recent cryptic tweet. What does it mean? Are we serious? Are we seriously talking about an OG Castlevania remake or Demon Souls refresher? Metal Gear? Tenchu? What could it be?
Yeah, this is
so cryptic. Do they make cryptic tweets like that? Is that like on forum for Blue Point?
I mean, one just happened apparently, but they have been this next project has been teased several times by them. At this point, it's like they better announce this thing soon because I think the longer this drags out, the more unrealistic expectations you're going to get. And
what was that one? Was like Mega Man 9 or something? There was some secret that we still don't know. What was the one game where he's like, "That's not the secret"? What was
Mega Man 9? And they're just lying. But yeah,
so
they just wanted you to buy the game.
I respect that.
Buy the game.
I respect it. Because no one had done it before. Only one person can do that once, and then it's done. It's burnt. You burn that bridge. There's no one can cross it. Sorry if there's 2 exclamation points and question marks. I just really want to emphasize how curious I was to know what they're working on. Okay, I'll go now. Thank you. Do you want this closed? Okay, thanks. It's very exciting, though. All right, I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Good day, gentlemen. All right. Here we go. Drawings. Don't need the headphones for drawings.
Oh, yeah.
But you're so excited to put the headphones on.
It's like close.
Which I respect. Skip Milk, just bam. Just right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. You thought emotionally you were prepared for the rest of the showcase. Howdy, Allies. Longtime viewer, first-time submitter. In 2002, I moved from the middle of nowhere Amish country, Pennsylvania, into my college dorm and got internet for the first time. And I remember that GameTrailers.com was the first website I ever bookmarked.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Bookmark it.
So first off, thank you for all the years of entertainment and keeping someone who that bookmark still works. It redirects to youtube.com/GameTrailers.
It's still valid.
But it still functions. So first off, thank you for all the years of entertainment and keeping someone who mostly keeps to himself company. Secondly, I want to share a few of my drawings with the Allies, and since it was Halloween, here are 2 hauntingly appropriate portraits of local heroes from my second home. Keep doing what you do. Love and respect. And go Birds. Skim Milk. Yeah. And then, if that one was gnarly enough. So good. I mean, like that should be an alternate costume, man. They should.
The Philadelphia Flyers.
I really love it, and I love the blade. I love he's got the blade on just one foot, just one paw. Solid. Teach here with his Inktober offerings. Hey, Jones Damiani. This month I figured I would just use my space to show some of the art I did for Inktober. This year, the same as last 2, I decided to create illustrations with my own character, a cat wizard named Kuro. and it was a lot of fun. The rest of the days can be seen on my Twitter, along with little blurbs of lore for the character's world. I hope you all had a great Halloween, and thanks as always for the work you guys do. So I love no context. We got to supply the context for this. Also worth mentioning, always forget to mention this at the top. If you want to check this stuff out, patreon.com/easyallies, there'll be a post called Community Showcase for November. If you click on posts, you can see the different types of posts that we have on patreon.com. There'll be one called Community Showcase. The very latest post will be for November 2019. Right after this is done, I will make that post public, and so everyone can comment on that stuff, and you can go check out the links. A lot of people, have links to their Instagram, their Twitters, their YouTube channels, and all that stuff, especially once we get into the music. If you're like, ooh, good song, I want to hear that again. You can go check it out on Twitter. So here we go. Let's go through Kuro's adventures. Just a couple days from his Inktober run. But there he goes.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild vibes.
This is very cool.
Tell me,
I was going to say...
I love just
a new character for Ni no Kuni 3.
Yeah, can we play?
Okay, yeah. Just new party members of all human characters. Yo.
I love the simplicity of it. It really does.
Just taking a stroll through Journey.
But are they there? Are they statues? Are they? I love the one is looking at the other.
Is it on the left side?
Yeah. Love this. Probably my favorite.
Yes.
Love this. So much.
Where's this forest?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting into Teach now. Or I think we're getting to Chum Nuan.
Okay.
Thank you, Teach. Yeah, maybe. And again, it's Twitter's on Tcash, I believe it is. Teeketch. Chum Nuan, hey Jones and Damiani, decided to participate doing Inktober, where I submitted art per day. And I love that we have 3 people submitting drawings this month. Inktober wiped everyone else out. I was like, we're going to get this huge influx of drawings for Inktober.
Okay.
It's like, we're done with Inktober. It's like,
I have nothing left.
Maybe December. We'll see some of people's
spent.
Inktober's offerings. But I love it. That's not true. Zephyr Moon did it, but made a video of it, which is very cool, and we will get to. Jones Damiani, I decided to participate in Inktober, where I submitted art per day for a whole month before, therefore I have a lot to share. Sadly, I can only show 9, so here they are in chronological order of the ones that I picked. It's my stupid fault he can't show 9, or more than 9, but 9's our limit. Here we go. Number 1, the usual anime trope, doing a headbutt with no reaction. I love it, by definition. You look it up in the...
Gravity Rush,
Cat.
Cat.
Number 2, I love Gravity Rush, so I drew Cat with clothes mixed with her default and Chinese clothes, because why not? Mixed with her default and Chinese clothes, because why not? Number 3...
Sorry, sad thing about Cat.
Yeah.
They did like a game trivia thing at some event with PlayStation recently, and they showed PlayStation characters. People were saying the names. And they got to Cat, and like the people couldn't guess Cat.
Oh no! I would know Cat. I would know Gravity Rush, but number 3, I enjoyed Mike and Mike's RE5 stream.
Inspiring. 7 minutes.
Number 4, this is one of those that just popped into my mind while I was thinking of Inktober. Wild. So what? Oh, so he's paints. Okay. So he's painting the wall, and then this guy's carrying his kid, and the kid gets hit, and that guy's gonna crush that dude. I love the shoes. I love the one guy's got sandals on, but the other guy's got like wooden sandals. He is. Oh man.
Yeah.
He's in trouble. I want to see the next panel. I'm invested. Number 5, saw Kamiya and Nakamura tweets, and of course I had to do this.
Okami. Amaterasu.
Yeah, man. 6, I was so hyped after seeing Monster Hunter World and RE2, so I did this to celebrate it. So is
Mr.
that
X?
Is that Mr. X?
The handler. The food, yeah.
I love it. And again, a lot of these are just in black and white, so I love the detail. Number 7, this is my favorite of the 4 I drew with a whole character on screen. And what I love about the stuff that Chum puts together, Chum aka Tirju Engi, is that sometimes he's just like, yeah, just draw a person, a close up, somebody's face, somebody's.
Rebecca Chambers in basketball. No,
it's totally Rebecca Chambers. That's the photograph. You got to click 20 times, then you get that photograph. Number 8, shameless plug of a comic that is coming soon. Be Haunted from Joetown 17 and art done by Tuna 9. I love the shout outs, man. So much fun stuff to look forward to. And I love talking about Be Haunted was a sponsor for a while. And number 9, final Inktober worked. Really loved drawing her. Also played Detroit Become Human. Enjoyed it. That's all. Love, respect. Tuju Yengi. And that's it for drawings. Moving on to photographs. Tim Strothman. Hey, Brandon and Mike. As promised, here are some pictures of the Lego Marathon me and my brothers had in October. Are you ready?
Oh.
Some
Lego bands.
Like, we sat down for almost 12 hours, and it was super fun to build all the sets. That being said, construction itself was a bit frustrating since searching for 2 to 3 very specific stones takes up 70% of construction time. Consequently, that's the more time you separate stuff into little colored piles and stuff, it goes a long way. Consequently, we built less than I expected. I was hoping I love building like 40 things, and at the end you see the boxes, and you're just like, I love that, like pissed at the Lego sets. I was hoping to finish more sets, I was hoping on finishing more than 80 sets, and I guess we got 50 at most. And I love that a lot of them are small. 50 sets, man. I excused the lighting of some photos. I kept most of the sets in my basement, and the lighting is suboptimal there. Apart from the pictures of the sets, you will find a few photos of the pre-sorted bricks by color and the mess in my living room that we used as the construction site. Love and respect, Tim. Tim, again, 9 is the limit for photos and drawings and all of that stuff. So I grabbed 9. There were like 12. I think a couple were repeats. I think there's maybe one set I don't show. My apologies. But I had to show the prep because I love the prep.
Yeah.
But then we're done.
Show that.
But then we're done. So yeah, I love that Star Wars is getting some love. Love that Vader's just standing in the background.
Vader's fighter, yeah. Y-Wing.
And I love, you got Luke jumping around with the speeders. Chewie standing on top. I love the lore. I love the PT image in the corner there. I'm curious what the lore is. I want to know. I want to dig in. Love this. I think somebody actually sent this to us. Might have been Tim. Sent this to us before. But it might not be Tim because he built that. But I love that somebody, I think that's from NASA, which I dig. NASA Lego hype. And then, yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. And this is how you get to 50. Is that Guardians? I wonder what all this crazy stuff. They get pod racers on the side there.
They have. I love them back. They have like the airplane with the shuttle attached to it, like old school. Yeah.
And then lots of Lego City stuff.
Yeah, that's like that ambulance hospital set. Yep. I remember that one.
And then I love the last one. Oops, no, we're back. It's Pizzeria, baby.
Hey, I've seen that one too.
Hey.
Yeah. These are some classics.
Lego Pizzeria. James Vest. Yeah. Our other allies submitting photographs, and then, Damiani, it will finally be time for headphones.
Yeah.
We'll get into music and videos and wrap up this approaching 3-hour community showcase. James Vest, these are the Gunpla that I've recently made. I was inspired by the Gundam building stream and inspired me to pick back up the hobby. I like to have them in my classroom as my students find them interesting, and sometimes my students give me ideas. Next month, I'm going to try and spray paint one of them. I wonder if they're Gunpla ideas, or I wonder if they're just ideas. You know what I mean? He doesn't really specify. Yeah. So I wonder if their ideas, I like to be a better teacher, or I wonder if their ideas just kind of about, maybe clothes to wear or something based on the Gunpla style. Also, how cool is the teacher that has Gunpla just around in their class? Like, can you imagine, Damiani? Can you imagine if you were like back in college, and like you just roll, you're like, all right, new year, you're like a junior in high school, you like walk in, you sit down, and you're like, the plot thickens. Like, just the random gun. It'd be cool if that was it, too. Be like, no other personal effects, no photo of a significant other or children or relatives or anything like that. No posters. Totally blank room. And just like 8 Gunpla on one shelf. And the teacher would refuse to talk about it. Like, be like, hey, so before we start Algebra 2, anybody have any questions? It's like, yes, Dave in the back. Why the Gunpla? Just Gundam fan. Anything else? Okay, great. Let's start. And you're like, yeah, no, but why in the classroom the Gunpla? I know you're obviously clearly a fan. You wear the T-shirts as well.
I want to torment all of you to show you.
But I gotta know.
You must be learning here, but we will not be making any Gunpla here. You must only be tormented.
And you bring in to get the teacher on your side. You bring in the Gunpla. Like, hey, oh no, I have that one. I just haven't built it yet. But I appreciate that. I think it's bad form if you bring in. That's I can't accept gifts from the students. All right. Alexander. Oh, no. We will get to that. Adam Henschel. Hello, Brandon and Damiani. Well, we've made it to November, which means the two things are inevitable. Winter has begun to show itself, and Pokemon is seeing its annual release. To celebrate the occasion, I've taken a rather wintry tune from the Diamond and Pearl games and rearranged it into a more new age feel. I hope you all enjoy my rendition of Snow Point City. Adam Henschel. Turn this up. Somebody just going through Pokemon now. Pokemon Silver, the franchise, you know, as many games as I can. I love having the background in there. I love the trees, and I was like, my first thought was like, oh, look at this pretty Pokemon game. Oh.
You have their pictures.
Oh, I totally didn't even show the gunplay. Yeah, that's so funny. Sorry, I'll go back.
I don't want to say anything when we're still listening.
Yay.
Also, Jones,
I like the snow
that clock is an hour ahead.
Right.
Don't be tricked.
Oh, that's right.
Because Joe's like, we're on 3 hours.
I was going to say, yeah, like, it's only 9. It's only like 13 pages.
Chat, I would like you to start a counter every time an ally gets this time wrong.
Well, I will fix it.
No, don't do it. I want this counter to go on for a while.
Yeah.
Until Daylight Savings Time starts again next year.
You want gunpla.
Nah.
There's no gunpla. Nice. Can you call any of these gunpla? Can you say?
I don't know enough. I don't really know anything about.
Yes.
Gundam is a blind spot for me.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
I like shields, man. I'm a fan of the ones with shields. Hot. Definitely hot. And this with the packaging as well, which I think is that guy? No, it's a different guy. Wait, no? Yeah. Texman was waiting for the gunpla to sub. Thank you, Texman. Thank you for subbing, everybody. Nice. All right. Cool. Sorry about that. I don't think I've ever done that before in the showcase. Just blazing along. Jesse Blue. Hello, Jones Damiani. We go full cam for this, actually, because it's just an audio recording. Jesse Blue. For your enjoyment this month, I've sent the first 3 minutes of a file I was inspired to create by my favorite Easy A podcast game, The Gaming Game. I love The Gaming Game. You know The Gaming Game? That's the dating game. Oh, just the sexy comes from Gaming Game at the end of the podcast. And thought you two gentlemen would be ideal to critique my parody of our beloved host. Little did I know a week ago when I finished it that you, Jones, would parody him yourself for Halloween and beat me to the punch. It's never too late to parody or make fun of Kyle Bossman. Touché. Unlike last month's file, which was written and produced professionally, this one was written, voiced, recorded, edited, and produced entirely by me. I'm hoping to use parts of it as a character demo reel, so hopefully Kyle will approve. I intend to make the entire 12 minutes file available to listeners. The link will be added to the comments after the stream. Thanks for your support and positive feedback. Enjoy, love, and respect, Jesse Blue. I also respect Jesse because Jesse keeps the secret from all the allies as well. All this stuff is available. If you're at the $10 tier, you get access to all this stuff before the showcase goes live. So a lot of times I'll see people on Twitter, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember that, or I'm already familiar with the other stuff that they've produced. And Jesse just sends me the link, just emails the link to me, and I'll put it in the comments later. I love it. So yeah, here we go. And again, it's just audio, so let's go full cam. I think, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. This is Love Can Be Magical, brought to you by Magical Realm Productions. I'm your moderator, Vile Cosman, and joining me this week are our contestants, Miss Red Riding Hood. Hello. Miss Trolladonna. Hello. And Miss Gretel.
Yes, hello, hi.
Our eligible bachelor is Mr. Gary Gelden of the Golden Goose family.
Hello.
And finally, making it all happen, Lord Froggington.
Oh, hello.
This is so
Let me
wacky,
remind
I
our
love it.
listeners how our game is played. Our bachelor is sequestered where he cannot see the contestants. He gets to ask 4 questions which he can see, which are submitted by our listeners and chosen by yours truly. After hearing the final answer, he must then choose with whom he would like to spend a magical evening. Now let's take a minute to get to know our contestants. Miss Riding Hood.
Oh, please, call me Red.
Okay, Miss Red. It says here you live in the Enchanted Forest with your grandmother and...
Just outside the woods, yes, with my granny and my mother. After that terrible altercation 2 summers ago, Mother just didn't trust Granny to live alone.
Oh, you mean with the wolf?
Ah! Oh, don't say that word!
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now I'm all flustered.
All right, then. We'll move on so you can compose yourself. Miss Trolladonna.
Donna, please,
Vile's a
for
bad
sure.
moderator.
Miss Donna, it says here your father is the financial advisor to the King of the Trolls.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that, why don't you?
Oh, sure. He runs the large toll bridges over the Crystal River between the Forest Kingdom and the Hills Kingdom. He's very good at his job. We're very rich, and I'm his favorite daughter.
I like the
Wonderful.
fantasy vibes.
Now, finally, last but certainly not least, Miss Gretel.
Yes?
It says in my notes here you were in a bit of a scuffle a few months ago, involving a witch.
Oh, sheesh that. I don't know why everyone brings that up. I told my mother I didn't want to come on this stupid show, but she seems to think I need some man to take care of me. Well, I certainly showed that witch I don't need anyone to take care of me.
Okay, moving on to our eligible bachelor, Mr.
Isn't it fun to
Gary
cut yourself
Gelden.
off?
Uh-huh.
It says here your mother heads the Golden Goose Egg Corporation.
Yeah?
So what brings you on our show?
Well, Mother says she needs an heir, and she says since I can't get a girl desperate enough to marry me on my own, she sent me here.
Okay. Froggington, are we ready with the first question?
Cutting it down to 3 minutes, thank you. I love the fantasy bit. I love the music at the beginning. Yeah, and again, if you want to, Jesse's doing a lot of work in VO nowadays. So if you want to check out other stuff that Jesse's produced, check it out on Patreon. Thank you, Jesse. Gotta go back to cow. I'm curious how that ends. Ben Fitter. Hey, Jones Damiani. Seeing as Damiani was the guest this week, I had to do a song from Zelda. Hope you enjoy. Love, respect. Damiani's ready. See the joy in real time. Guessing Breath of the Wild from the box art. I don't remember specifically what it says.
It's from this Breath of the Wild.
I don't want to guess. Tell me where it is, Damiani.
Oh, wait.
Well, it's over.
Wait, that's it? No.
Oh, did not get to the best part? Are you disappointed with that that rendition? So where was that? Maybe you can whistle the rest of it. Chat doesn't seem to know. Some people don't do the mini games.
The music is much louder. Yeah, people don't do mini games, unfortunately.
Should I make us louder, or should I just make these quieter?
Just make it a little quieter.
Or just
Yeah, because we're almost to like max loud.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. There you go, yeah.
David Barca, happy November. I just want to say thanks for playing Majora's Mask on Mike and Mike. Love the game and music. So here's me playing a song to celebrate this occasion. Added some hopefully fun effects to make it more visually interesting. Please enjoy.
More! Ben. Oh, yes.
And Amanda's watching.
He's a troll. I need to do this to Huber.
It's really good. When I first brought up the video, it was like the first thing I saw. I was like, oh yeah! Here we go.
Huber just did this. So the character's name is Darmani, and Huber just kept reading it as Damiani.
Of course.
I like the effect they're using because Majora's Mask uses motion blur in a lot of like the cutscenes.
Oh, cool.
I believe that's the intended effect you're going for.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think that's like another nod to Majora's Mask as well.
Yes. And last for music, Kevin Gillet. Hello, Damiani and Jones. I love Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion 3 is good to prolong the Halloween feeling for a bit before we get all Christmassy. I have for you this month the themes from all 3 Luigi's Mansions games back to back, redone with a Castlevania flavor.
Wah!
It mostly sounds like something you'd hear from Portrait of Ruin, but yes, when we get to the theme for Luigi's Mansion 3, you might hear some obvious inspiration from Symphony of the Night's Marble Gallery. Enjoy the spooks!
Oh, dear. This, hopefully Ian hears this too. Luigi Mania Memento Brotherhood.
Kevin is great with music, maybe better with graphics. Really good. NBK, imagining Luigi with a whip. Yeah, totally. You could loop that puppy forever.
So, like, this makes me wish in Smash Brothers, especially Ultimate, that one of the things they did they do a lot of music in that game. But besides doing just game character crossovers and level crossovers, I wish they would do music remixes or mashups like that as part of the celebration. Like, something like this would have been, like, perfect. Like, imagine they like the Simon reveal and like, oh, here's the Castlevania stage. And by the way, all the Castlevania songs are in arrangements, but guess what? We're doing like mashups as well. And like they played this, it'd be like, oh, damn, that's so good.
I think Kevin would agree with you. All right. Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin kills it every month. If you want to see, again, more of Kevin's work, you can follow him through his posts on Patreon. Check out his channel. Videos. Alexander Zirianov. With a longer post, but well-deserved. I want to say a few words about the Easy Ally series. And so this is...
Easy Ally series?
Yeah, so every month from Alexander, we've gotten a montage. I believe, you were here for yours.
Oh, yeah.
Of highlights from our history.
Yes.
And every time he just, literally, Alexander Zirianov just writes Easy Ally, Ben Moore, Michael Huber, so on and so forth. So, he wants to say just a few words about the series. In 2016, I made a music video from Easy Ally's footage. You liked it. So I started collecting funny clips from your shows and streams for future edits. Soon I thought that it would be nice to eventually make a video in which your speech creates the narrative. So I've also started collecting clips where you say something distinctive. Oh, dear Lord. That's the thing, man. It's all recorded. It's all out there.
You shoot.
In November 2018, I've watched 600 clips I've gathered and saw enough interesting edit possibilities to greenlight this idea for Community Showcase 2019. I wanted each aspect of your personalities to be highlighted, so I decided to group respective clips. Segments need transitions, and since I had no footage for smooth transitions, I've made the opposite, hard cuts with interruption of background music. This also allowed me to cut and extend the Easy A theme as needed. An opening montage was a place for cool clips that didn't fit elsewhere. First video was for Brad. I expected him as February's guest, and then I altered the template to fit each ally's personality. Jones's has a lot of Brandon talking. Huber's is the most chaotic. Damiani's uses streams the most. Ian's features one of his songs. Kyle's makes fun of himself. Ben's has the most precise edit, and Blood's has the least hard cuts. Also, Blood was a surprise guest, so I only had one day for editing. Sorry, Alex. However, there's one special ally. The one who never appears on Community Showcase. Easy Ally, Don Casanova.
Oh!
Ooh, it's about time. Oh, Don!
Don Casanova, genius.
Last week's episode, I realized he might be one of the best writers among us.
Oh, yeah.
It's so great to see Don Casanova write a page of dialogue for Busted Trifecta and bring in Daniel Bloodworth, and Bloodworth's like, yeah.
Does Don even know how funny that is, or is he just talking? I don't know.
No, he absolutely knows how funny it is. That's the frustrating part.
Don! Hey, Don!
Don probably gets the award for most work done in the studio that you never saw.
Don, why don't you show off a talent?
Don is just absolutely remarkable in his willingness to participate and willingness to do just about anything.
You know what, Don? Show one more fatality.
Don is just there as a resource, and it's a beautiful thing.
Don!
So sorry.
Don, and he's like, hey, and we sat down and talked about Trials.
Dawn. Trials Fusion, baby.
Out of all the games, I know Pandemonium the least, and he made me the most interested.
There's dinosaurs and giant reptiles.
Don, Mario Maker 2 is out.
Lots of arcade cabinets checking out. It was a big arcade weekend. Don goes to that every single year.
He legitimately negotiated a better deal with me. I have to give 3 of my votes for 2 of his.
Don found
the hair, the long Bossman hair.
Back room gambling den.
I don't think it brings Don stress. I think Don just strolls in there like nobody's business, and Don just does what Don does.
What happened? Don skipped town.
I know Don has plans to do stuff.
Don is finishing up the jousting range.
Don is off like hunting the bear.
He's doing all of these things, I think, simultaneously.
Yeah. Don just has like a couple of different bodies. He just like swaps between them.
He's phased through the secret dimensional gate in the basement to make sure that all of the rest of us will remain safe.
Hello? Don?
Don Casanova has come back with his brilliant, insane...
Don is insane. I don't understand.
Don played a game on Hall of Greats. First time anyone's ever done that.
I don't want to touch Dawn. Dawn's immaculate.
Yeah, I just want to watch Dawn get into. All right.
But after all talks, one very important question remains: where is Dawn?
Nice. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Wow, those are so good. Thank you for the clarity. It's nice to know a little bit inspiration behind those put together. It's sad to see those go. Sad to see the series. But again, if you want that whole series, you can find that link to that actual YouTube clip, and then all of that should be available. I don't want to speak for you, Alexander. I believe those will be available for other people to watch since we saw the first 8, and they're really good. Zephyr Moon, greetings, Damiani and Jones. Inktober has come and gone, so I can very easily say that it was a success. I had so much fun with the suggestions I got this year, and it turned out to be a very smart decision to do only 15, as Burnout did not even creep around. I saw a lot of people do that. I saw some people like kind of get into the 20s of the month, and they were like, you know what, I'm done. Thanks, everybody. This is a lot of work. So with that said, Procreate has a very neat feature where you can watch a time-lapse playback of the piece you're working on, so why not make it into a video? So here's a video of all 15 suggestions I did this year. Thank you to everyone that submitted suggestions. I look forward to what will be in store for next year. Much love and respect, Sarah Imshog, aka Zephyr Moon. Love it. Love progress stuff. That's a heck of for one submission. Enderglow. Jeez, Enderglow, out of control. Enderglow, get to work! Very impressive. Oh, nice, yeah. I love the hair swoop.
Yeah. Upside down quad retain.
Oh, fun. Music credit. Love it. Music credit. GW Fox just gave us a video, man. No description whatsoever. Just jump in.
Dropping it. Abusive rewind. Oh.
Actually, I'm
I know where this is going already. It doesn't raise it for us. It raises it for them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like I can tell, it's a little bit quiet.
Rewind. 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 Rewind.
Rewind.
You know, when you're doing something you've never done before, hey, whatever makes the game fun for you.
Oh man, this game.
This is one of the Noreen jumps. That one and this one, yeah.
Just the hand.
Not even like.
So good.
The only thing that's interesting is, they're gonna dial on this, I bet. Trent Reznor. Oh, someone needs to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got it.
There you go.
Oh, good. They didn't jump off. Oh, there's more.
Oh, this one's super.
Nice. Nice. The shameless plug, therefore not leaving the description. The video speaks for itself. Space Tom. Hi Jones, hi Damiani, hi allies. I beat Yooka-Laylee in the impossible lair. It took every bee shield in the game, but I did it. Here's a clip from my successful run of the lair itself, specifically the last platforming section before the final boss.
Yes.
With no boss or ending spoilers, achieve your dreams.
Nice.
And I love the name of it, The Possible Lair.
Should be seeing some a lot of saws then.
All right, here we go.
Yep, a lot of saws coming up. Saws and falling platforms.
Oh, there it is. There's B.
Gotta do those short hops. You actually. I love it. So it's changing up the direction. Yeah. It was a little shady. Thought you made that clean. This part. Oh gosh, this part and the part coming up were so annoying. The one with the moving one of that. Yeah, just because these scenes can make contact, and they automatically make it fall. This part wasn't too bad. I was like, hey, nice. And actually,
I love too that we know he's gonna get through all the beads.
Yeah.
But he's gotta make it. You know, I love having that prep.
Yeah, you like run and jump there. Oh.
Oh! You wanted to go back for him.
Oh no! No mercy. Interesting.
Huh.
Yep, here it's coming up. Yeah, this stuff gets a little annoying. It is technically possible to stay alternating between two platforms on this.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I know he makes it, and I'm nervous.
Yeah, this part, yeah. I let it go a little further, actually, yeah.
Dr. Baga, thanks for the sub. Ah! No!
I hate... So that's the only annoying thing, is it takes you back to... Yeah. This one, I just did a roll jump right here under that and went. I didn't wait for this shit. I was like, nope, let's go. Nice. That wasn't a rewind. That was the game takes you back when you fall in the pit. And then they just sped up, obviously sped up the speed.
Woo!
Nice.
Good job, now. Oliver Connolly. Oliver, you break my heart. I messaged on Patreon, but the video is set to private. So he could watch the video, but I could not. But I will read your comments, and hopefully we watch the video. Hi, all eyes. Sorry for botching it last time with the lack of any text with the video. I thought I would give it another go, especially since it's about as close to Halloween as you can get, and this is from a classic horror game. Been watching since the GT days and absolutely loving what you're doing. Having more team streams in Phase 4 has been really good, since you were the ones that inspired me to become a streamer in the first place, and we have got into live drawing along with the streams. I thought I would show off my amazing artist friends' work here and invite everyone to come and see the live drawing sessions at 7 p.m. GMT on Thursdays at channel twitch.tv/Olicon, O-L-I-C-O-N. We stream almost exclusively retro games. Recent highlights were Soul Reaver, Metroid Prime, and Illbleed. The one in the video you're watching here is Silent Hill 4, which we would watch if we could. Keep putting up good vibes and positivity into the world. Love and respect to all. Oliver, love and respect to you, sir. Thank you for the submission. I want to watch it. And, of course, if you can... It's posted. It's on the post. So if you want to check this out later, if you go and change the settings to public, then we can watch it forever. And, of course, we can include it in next month's showcase. But something slips through the cracks almost every time. Super 3D Cow with the clip you want, the clip you need. Hello. Recently in Poppin' Music, I've begun to break through one of the largest difficulty walls in the game.
Oh, here we go.
I've been stuck here for over a year. And this is what I love about Super 3D Cow is, like, if you're, like, going to bed or you're, like, having a hard day or something, or you're just, like, waiting in the line at the bank, just remember, somewhere in the world, Super 3D Cow is hammering away at this game, trying to break down these walls. This clip is an unedited segment from a recent stream, and I love this too because we usually get a cuts created specifically for the showcase, where this is this gives you a dose of what his streams are like. I won't tell you if I win or lose. Just keep an eye on the groove gauge at the bottom. I hope you still enjoy these. I can always try to change it up, like with the art video. Well, it's obvious he wins. If he wants us to watch the groove gauge, why would we watch the groove gauge if he's going to lose? What do you think? Bets? You think he wins? If he's telling us to watch the gauge?
They win.
They win? Okay. Also, 3 minutes and 3 seconds this video, and a clear 3-second intro that he could have cut, but whatever.
This has to be like impossible. Moth Pop.
Okay.
I love Moth songs. Hello, Holly Ho Candy. I like rough chart. Yeah, it's a tough one. I figured. It was tough on the previous difficulty. So much wildness to it.
Here we go.
I get anxiety just looking at these menus, man.
Let's enjoy music. Get ready.
Look how happy
enjoy.
Wiggly.
Let's enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Ouch.
Here we go.
Monday. Oh my gosh. That was so many notes.
Is this the first time you've ever played this, dude? You're just like hammering through it?
Oh, how are you supposed to do?
That groove gauge is going to be at 1 bar. First attempt on this difficulty. Wow. The unicorns just flipping.
Come on, get orange just for a little bit.
It's like how I imagine a cat feels. They just wave it in front of their face really quick, and they're like, ah!
Yes, this is just the tutorial. Though.
Oh no.
Oh wait, so do we want the groove gauge to be higher or lower? I can't tell. Because red kind of denotes like you're in the danger zone. Oh, and he topped out.
Oh my god!
Not only beat it, but got him the red.
How
on
was
the groove
that
gauge.
my first 45 ever?
See, I knew he was gonna win. He's showing off. I knew it.
The score is terrible, but I don't care. I only got 39 bads.
Only 39 bads.
Dang. That's insane. I can beat 45s? Why don't I just do an easy one?
The recognition of the skill. You
Doing an easy
recognize his
one.
powers like Dragon Ball. I don't even watch Dragon Ball. Eric Greco. Hey guys, did a speed run of the first Don's Design Lab level in Mario Maker 2 and join. The first of the new since the Easy Allies inception, his new season.
Let's see it.
Eric,
Oh, this level, yep.
Whoa!
How many times did it take to get it so that the bad guy jumped like that? I'm very curious. That seems like the worst part, maybe? At least by this iteration, he always does it at a certain point. Nice. Yeah.
Don showed this as well. Nice.
You're almost to my part, the part I made. Remember, I had to design this part for the allies here, so I had to make it as ridiculous as I could have. Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Right into the door is so sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
Course clear. Look at that.
Ravages of youth.
Short and sweet.
Nice.
Oh.
Sebastian Hall. Hi, Jones Damiani. It's time for another Star Citizen update. This time around, it's a little different. I know I say that every time. I want to let the video speak for itself about what happens when you're doing a bunker mission and another player decides that he wants to ruin your day.
Oh.
This was not scripted, but just one of the many crazy things that can happen when you are out in the verse. I want to give a massive shout out to Morphologist for editing the video and putting in some dramatic music to add to the tension. Check out his YouTube channel for some top quality Star Citizen content. YouTube.com/users/morphologist. That's MORPHOLOGIS. So it's the end there that's tricky. Morphologist, GIS. I hope that next month I can be back with something extra special. All the best. Love and respect, Lotias. Again, the video, because you usually get a lot of screenshots of Star Citizen. So, oh yeah. Also, that super widescreen is so dope.
Yeah, we're down one guy. Wait, who is this guy? Oh, that was just one of the NPCs we killed. Oh, where's the last guy? Oh, he's not here. Oh, actually, he's on the elevator.
I'm not sure.
Oh, hey, you ready to go up? Hey, he could be waiting for us. Be careful. Alright, here we go. Entrance is the way I'm facing. Hey, yeah, they're shooting my ship. Oh, man. It's missing a wing. Try to see if I can find out what it is. Looks like an arrow. Actually, no, that's another Vanguard.
What do we do about him?
Well, if we go on my ship right now, it might... Alright, go to the ship, go to the ship, go to the ship. Go, 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 go. Oh shit, he's circling back around. Oh no, he's gonna strafe me. No, 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 no. Shit, shit. Go, 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 go. I'm getting the turret. Just get going right away. Hit I. That'll turn the engines back on. And then just get out of here as quickly as you can. Flight ready.
Yeah! Like Finn from episode 7, man.
Taking fire, he's still on our tail. Evasive, we're already on low health. If he gets down to our hull, we'll die. Fly evasively. Yeah, we're missing a wing and an engine. Whoa, he just tried to sideswipe us. We're missing another wing. He took off our second wing. He rammed us.
He's really good at this game.
You...
Wait, I'm in the pilot. Okay, we're all dead.
Well done.
Oh man, I recorded all that. That was awesome.
That's cool. You come back and you're, God, that game looks so neat. And it's interesting because the effects, like you see the shadow glitches, was hitting the earth. Like a lot of that game is still in development. And so it's just fascinating to see that stuff come together. I love that. Ian Alexander, this month I'm submitting a Don't Skip style video about Dusk Diver. Dusk Diver? Anything? Here we go.
Hello, allies. This
Hello.
month I want to give a shout out to a game that I just discovered called Dusk Diver, Yo Shan Ding. The reason it jumped out to me is that it takes place in Taiwan, where I live. The visual style is very obviously inspired by Persona, but the gameplay is actually a lot more like Yakuza. In Dusk Diver, you explore the popular shopping district in Taipei called Ximending, but there is a mysterious alternate reality called Yoshanding, which is starting to overlap with it. The main character, Yang Yumo, is tasked with defeating the Chaos Beasts and protecting Ximending with the help of guardian spirits like Leo, the Stone Lion. I'm not sure of the budget of the game, but it's somewhere between an indie title and AA. With that said, it's really impressive how they were able to capture the feeling of Ximending with all the real-life locations and landmarks. The Chinese voice acting is well done, and isn't afraid to use Taiwanese accent or slang.
这里是我朋友开的，很好吃哦。
真的？
迪欧哥，今天怎么有空来？
The English subtitles do have a few typos, but the translation seems solid enough. Combat is relatively basic. You mostly fight hordes of enemies like in a Musou game, but using the Guardian's abilities and fighting bosses can be a lot of fun.
That looks like fun.
There's also some light platforming and puzzle solving within the battle stages. Boss fights are also pretty simple, but if you're not careful, they can definitely get the better of you. So far, I am only about 5 hours in, but the story is cute and charming, and I'm curious to learn more about Yoshanding. However, I'm not expecting the story to get really complex or deep. Dusk Diver, Yoshanding is a cool game that lets you explore an underrepresented location in Taiwan. I'd recommend it to players who enjoy exploring Kamurocho and want something lighthearted to enjoy. Just remember, it's a budget title for a budget price of $40 US. It's available on Steam, PS4, and Switch. That's about all I want to say about the game, so I hope you check it out, and love and respect.
Nice. How that business sign such goatee. Kamurocho, I know that reference now. Yakuza.
There you go. Caught up. Love that. Love it.
Called something else though, right?
Love a deep dive just talking about games, but like actually seeing, especially with all the visual stuff going on in that game. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yokotaro says, I just really love Yokotaro's work, and I want to share it with people who may not have given it a chance yet. Here's some clips from my ongoing full playthrough of Nier Automata.
Yay.
Nice. No.
Not ukulele.
Yes, and you are. Wait, don't tell me. I have
This
already
music.
deduced that you are here to listen to me expound upon the great mysteries of existence. Well enough, let us begin by discussing the concept of existentialism.
I feel like I'm having a flashback to Philosophy 101 in undergrad.
Existence precedes
it doesn't matter who you are, you're here to listen to me expound upon the world.
Essence and existence are two sides of the same coin. And yet, what is existence? Thus implying that we have a definition for essence already. So it's like, we can draw parallels, but first we have to just... The one that is harder to explain, we already know the definition of. I'm glad you asked. To answer that will require many long hours. This is pointless. I don't think this guy is quite as tough as he lets on. Well, it was a nice workout at least. Nice? Well, good for you. Father Servo. Taking it personally. Now then, as payment for this lesson, you must bring Father Servo a warped wire. We get the honor. Listen, you didn't say anything about Brit. We sparred, yes. You learned many things, yes. Then surely an emolument is to be expected. This guy is shameless.
The haircut.
One of the strangers, number 16, I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Dahlia leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're going to fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait.
Spoilers?
She says. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2. But the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish the mission with the soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies.
Hell yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. All right. 3 more videos in this showcase. Kicking off with, and I think Dan wanted to be last, but is not. Dan wanted to sneak in because Dan is producing the Shenmue EZA dub project.
Yeah.
Part 3. Are you ready? Hello, allies. Here's part 3. Shenmue EZA dub. Starring, in order of appearance, Michael Huber, Brandon Jones, Daniel Bloodworth, Kyle Bossman. Happy holidays. Dan Allen, Detroit, Michigan. Full playlists of the Shenmue EZA dub project and the dub itself at youtube.com/litmit media. LITMIT media. Litmit media on YouTube. Here we go. Part 3. Father! No!
A letter for Hazuki-sensei?
He's having a rough dream, that guy.
Landy.
There we go.
Yo-san, you should be resting.
I'm fine, really. And you? Are you alright?
Yes, but I must keep busy. Otherwise, I'll get depressed.
I understand, but you needn't work too hard.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I have this for you. This is for today. From tomorrow, I'll leave it on top of the shoe cabinet every day.
Do you know where Fukusan is?
Fukuhara-san. I believe he's in the dojo.
Yes.
Really? Thanks.
Yes. Yeah. So good. So good. Such a gift. Such a gift. I don't want to give special treatment to people on the showcase tier because they create stuff just for the showcase, but it's just like I want to do like the whole thing on a group stream, you know, because it's so we all work so hard on it. And I think you can, I might be wrong, but I think you can clearly tell the difference between Bloodworth in the garage and Huber in the. Sounds like Huber's in the studio. Sounds like Blood's in the garage. Oh, that garage. See, we sometimes have audio issues here in the streaming room, but not as bad as the garage. Next Gen Half. Hi guys, I do not know if Damiani's a fan of Batman Beyond. Yeah! Have you seen Return of the Joker? Return of the Joker? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good. So I will save my Batman Beyond movie pitch for next month. Aww. For now, here's a Monster Hunter Iceborne highlight reel I made. I hope you enjoy Iceborne in January, Damiani. Hashtag expansion of the decade. Love and respect, Sean. Oh, the graphics, man. Was that like from a trailer or something? That's awesome. Flit-shot cameras. Oh, the outfits. Wow.
Very fast.
Nice transition, nice transition.
Great work, partner. Horrible. I like the names, man. Again, building hype. I love it. I thought you had a tail for a second. Oh, okay, all right, okay. This is difficult. This is difficult to watch. Wipes.
Yeah! God, it makes me want to play Monster Hunter World. So many good online games. Last but very much not least, Accounts Payable. Thank you for being a Frame Chat sponsor, Accounts Payable. Hello, Jones, Damiani, and allies. Just another little combo video from Dragonball FighterZ, this time featuring Frieza. Jones, your pronunciation of Gogeta. Do you want to guess how I pronounced Gogeta?
Gogeta.
I think I said Gogeta.
Damn it. I thought it would be like me and thought it was Go-Getter.
You thought it was Go-Getter?
No, I didn't know anything about Dragon Ball.
Now that's a real Go-Getter right there.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Dragon Ball. It's like, yo, Go-Getter. What's this character, Go-Getter? Oh, what's this story? Go-Getter.
I tell you, have you met my nephew Frank? He's a real Go-Getter. Just a warning, the audio is coming in hot, so turn down your volume to maybe 25. I did, but we turned it down even more. Or leave it at 100% and feel the hits in your eardrums. Love and respect, Accounts Payable. AP in quotes. As we call him, AP.
Guess I'll give you a fright. Guess I'll give you a fright. Guess I'll give you a fright. Ah!
Oh no, English VO.
It's clear. I was right to seek further evolution. There you go.
What is it called in English? The Fufu Kenken Yamcha's move in English? I don't know what it's called.
I mean, yeah, it's a short video. One more time.
Guess I'll give you a fright. Guess I'll give you a fright. Guess I'll give you a fright. Ah! It's clear.
Wolfang Fist.
I was right to seek further evolution. There you go.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Very fun to watch. As was hopefully the November Community Showcase.
Yeah.
Yay! Again, you know, shout out to
shout out
to Oliver Connolly. Didn't get the video link. Also, Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia said hello.
Hello.
And Eric Jackson wrote shoot.
You shoot.
And then wrote a comment to try to preserve the comment because if you're, you know, a regular peruser of patreon.com, you know, some of the comments tend to go away. And but then didn't do a post. Eric Jackson goes for that thumbnail every single time. He really wants the thumbnail. He always draws funny pictures of like the person that's going to be on the couch. Didn't get an image, or you know, checked again this morning when I got up and didn't see one from Eric Jackson. So Eric Jackson is free to just say shoot if Eric Jackson wants. But I was surprised not to get something from Eric Jackson. Again, that Inktober just wiped everybody out. But yeah, that'll do it. Again, if you want to be a part of the community showcase for Easy Allies, patreon.com/Easy Allies is our $10 tier. For $10 or above, you can, you know, you don't have to stop at 10, but you get other goals, you get other rewards past that, but you do qualify for the showcase. We put the post up. Alexander Zurianov is always reminding me. He's like, get the post up. The month's about to end. I'm like, thank you. So he reminded me on Halloween. I got the post up on Halloween. We try to remember a little bit before that to get it up so people before the end of the month can submit. And then usually the first Tuesday or Wednesday of the month, we meet for the showcase, usually that first week, but you can get all of the info at the end. Don't know who will be up for December. I will see. But Damiani will be back sometime in 2020. Bam! Love having Damiani around because if anything breaks, I can just blame Damiani. Yeah. I was like, Damiani was here. He was here in the room and the thing went wrong.
Yeah.
So you can't blame me.
Why are you looking at me? Look at Damiani.
And kudos. Oh, the cops are here. We got to go. And kudos for getting up just crazy early this morning to watch
Terry Bogard.
Sakurai talk about Terry Bogard for 45 minutes.
The guy BM.
Doing all those, what?
Sakurai, I told you, he just played on the hardest difficulty. Early. He's just like, hey everyone, I'm really good. I'm good at this game. I'm good at this game.
That Star Citizen turret footage, you know, it's like we're just watching people that are better at these games than we are. But really, I love it, and especially right in the middle of the review season, you know, to check out games like Demon Diver, Dark Diver. What was that?
What
is it? What was that?
Not Dream Diver.
That last one.
Oh, yes.
I love these, man. Just games that I normally would not check out. That are so fascinating.
Dust Diver.
Even something like Dragonball FighterZ, like seeing and that just wonderful moment from Star Citizen. Always be hitting record if you can, especially if you're part of the showcase. And again, something else that we didn't show off was again, Jessie creating her own genre of things to submit. Just literally just us and Cam listening to audio. But screenshots, if you want to just grab something, sharing some stuff from any games on Switch, PS4, Xbox, you hit that screenshot button. And you can send those in as well. Or if you want to be lovely, and many people are at that tier, they just support Easy Allies and then just hang out and watch this stuff. You can watch this live on Twitch, or you're watching the archive later on. But if you want to catch it live, it's usually the first week of the month. And again, huge thanks. Obviously, thanks to everybody at the tier. Thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks to all of our subs and resubs. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Damiani. Take a bow, sir.
Thank you,
for showing up. And we will be back in the month of December with another episode of the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Bye,